All right, man. Let's see if some of y'all coming here is on this early morning, man. Listen, I had a lot of things to do today. I went live earlier, but had some other things to take care of. Hopefully, everybody coming today, man. Just wait for that notification, gang, man. And I want to know what the hell y'all doing up this goddamn late. What y'all doing up, man? But the testimony today was really telling, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt bad for it. It really it highlight how much of a narcissist Diddy is. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, man. It kind of swayed my judgment a little bit, even though I want Puffy to go down. But today's testimony really showed me a lot about how this dude treated her, man. All right, peace, Marquise. You at work? Salute, man. Do me a favor, homie. Please make sure you like. Please share for me, man. All right, because the algorithms is acting up right now. So please share, y'all, if you wouldn't mind. And I usually do not play Tisha Tell stuff, but she's cooking right now. She's cooking, like, and salute to her. Congratulations to her. You know what I'm saying? But I was following this shit since early this morning for the past few days. So, you know, if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see that I was following it throughout the whole time since it started. But she's definitely cooking, man. But hold on one second, man. Do me a favor, please make sure that you share, man. If you don't mind, please share, hit that like button, man. Now, a heavy pregnant Cassie provided detailed testimony during the trial of her ex-boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs, expressing that she feared for her safety if she declined to participate in freak-offs. Now, she said she was forced into this if she didn't want to be peed on and have sex with different dudes and so for so on, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of abuse, and he was a narcissist as well. Listen, from what I heard a little earlier, that Jonathan Odie, he's going to be testifying. So all these people starting to come out, even Mia, and I said this on TikTok earlier today, that her lawyer, Mr. Heckler Finn, she want to testify, but she's scared. But the judge told the lawyer that as long as you don't coach her, that is fine, because like she want to go under a pseudonym, under a Jane Doe. But we already know, they already spilled the milk since yesterday that Mia, you know, basically Mia is in this case, and she may testify. You know what I mean? She's the Jane Doe, so we all already know. But he cannot coach her on what to say. So again, is this a sex trafficking case? Now, if they can make him into a pimp, right? Like if they can make him into a pimp, meaning if they can establish they wasn't in a relationship, if they can establish they was not in a relationship, which they were, then they can look at this as sex trafficking. Now, racketeering, this is only a case about a man abusing his his girl, because she knows that they were together. Just like after the 2018 when he raped her, right? He came in the crib and raped her, and they asked her, "Did you have sex with him after that?" She said yes. They said why? She said because we've been in a relationship for 10 years. So that established that she's not his pimp. I mean, she's not his you know, his, I don't want to say the word, but his whore or whatever. And she's, you know, soliciting her body for sex, even though that's what it is. But they are in a relationship. Now, I think that if they could, due to the details of this case, due to the details of how he did her, they could make that into a sex trafficking case. But she did love him. She know they was in a relationship. But he treated her so bad, he just used her. Just like they asked her this question, right? They asked her, what pain Sean put you through? She said, shame. To carry the things that were shameful for him. I took on the responsibility for that I never should have. He brought that concept to me. I was 22. It was expected of me. I felt terrible. Now let me just unpack that real quick. Now that was one of the issues right there. Like when I was reading it the transcripts in real time this morning, it kind of touched me a little bit. Because first of all, I it's not like I don't have girl cousins, or if I don't have daughters, or if I, you know what I mean, if I ain't have a mother, if I don't have some kind of sympathy or empathy for women or people who's easily taken advantage of. So when she said that she felt shame and to carry the things that were shameful to him, so he literally used her to do the bending of his shame. Like it's almost misery loves company. So instead of him feeling ashamed, he'll use her to do the things that he really wants to do, or he's ashamed of doing. But if he has somebody doing it with him, he's comfortable. So she bared the fruit, bared the responsibilities and the shame and the embarrassment for him. So he felt cool. He's in the corner jerking on, being his dick while she's being smutted out. Smutted. And then the crazy thing about the sores on the mouth. UTIs, bro. I wrote notes, but as I'm going, I know I'm gonna be going through all of my things separately. I thought I had everything chronologically timed, but far as the UTIs, that's nasty as hell. That's crazy. And this is why I'm saying, what else do she have? She fucked They asked her how many freak-offs you had. She said, I wrote that down, but basically she don't even remember. It was hundreds. And again, remember that yesterday or the day before, because today is a new day, the stripper Daniel Phillip, I was about to say Kobe, rest in peace. Combs, Sean, told them to have sex with no condom. So every time, so imagine all the different dudes. She fucked all these dudes, and you know that it was no condom. She was burning. She was burning. She was in pain. She had sores on her mouth, warts and all types of friction marks in her mouth. And he forced her to continue to do it. That's why I feel sorry. I do feel sorry for her. What he did was really fucked up. He treated her like he didn't really give a fuck about her. Like, that's some real narcissist abusive shit. So he would use tapes as leverage. That's what he said. They heard there was a tape of her out there. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, let me get to that too. This is gonna go to the UTIs, right? So they heard it was a tape out there of her and Puff approached DJ Who Kid. Now I know y'all remember when 50 Cent said this was early this year or late last year. It was something when he talked about how he already seen the footage of Cassie having sex. So that ties into that situation. And if they start asking about 50 Cent and shit in there, 50 Cent is going to go crazy on Instagram. But that's what that was about. Because if he approached DJ Who Kid, you know, Who Kid was with 50 and G Unit, so you already know what time it is. So he was already, if anything, Puffy was already showing her pictures and her videos around already. So that's disrespect. That's insane right there. But they asked to recover from freak-offs. What do you use to recover from freak-offs? She said she used opiates to numb herself. She said, often I get urinary tract infections. It's painful. Antibacterials didn't even work anymore. And she still be burning. During freak-offs, I have all these sores on my tongue. I have another UTI from the friction from oral. He have me still having sex in those conditions. That's nasty work. That is fucking, that's insanely nasty, man. I'm a freak. I'm a nasty nigga myself, but I ain't that nasty, man. That is insane, son. That's not somebody that you treat if that's your woman. So that's what I'm saying. Those conditions, that's what the testimony today was really powerful though. So can that just alone today's testimony can show that he did use her for sex trafficking, and he get more time, because that's sex trafficking. That's like what's that? 20 years. That's life right there. That's life. And salute to Alex Fine, her husband, the trainer. He's been supporting her, like, you know what I'm saying. He's been holding her down and being very supportive, because she went through a lot. And hold on. Right. She had trauma therapy. She couldn't take the pain anymore. What is that? She couldn't take the pain anymore. And she wanted to unalive herself, right? And she wanted to walk into traffic, like basically to get hit by cars and kill herself, but her husband was there to support her and make sure she didn't. So she really been through a lot. Like, she really was battered by this dude. You understand what I'm saying? She really was. So I do have some sympathy. I really do have sympathy for her. And please do me a favor, y'all. If y'all don't mind, can y'all please share that I'm on? I would gladly appreciate it, man. Do you want Diddy to be guilty, bro? Be honest. No, I didn't say I want him to be guilty. I'm just saying I'm being objective. I'm not dick riding or pussy riding nobody. I'm just looking at what's right and what's wrong. I said on numerous occasions that this case does not equate to racketeering, RICO, or sex trafficking. He's going to get off. If you follow me on TikTok, because YouTube is on some bullshit, so I'm mainly on TikTok, and it's doing pretty good. It's doing what it should do. But only thing I'm saying is I don't expect him to do all that time that we expect him to do. All of the things that was in the case when he first got locked up, right? All the devices and everything, all of that stuff didn't involve other celebrities. If they did, they probably extracted it and they paid for it to not be disclosed in the court. But all of these tapes and everything, and these devices and phones and laptops and USB drives and all that shit, all that has everything to do with her having sex with different guys. Is that a RICO? And I'm gonna play something else where it could be a RICO case, because they track all her they followed the money. They followed the money trail. So they got money in different accounts and stuff like that. I already got that queued up, so I'll play that too. Yeah, they just wanted to humiliate Puff, but only thing I can say is that I don't think personally that he's gonna be charged for racketeering. He's not. He's not. Where's the drug mule? Later on, they probably want to talk about the firearms, the defaced firearms and stuff like that. So, but here's the thing: they already at trial. This is what I'm saying. They already at trial. All the stuff like the guy that got shot in the stomach and all these other cases, the drug mule and all this pink stuff and drug smuggling and all this stuff. This is not what he's being charged with right now. All this shit is different. All of this is just about what he did to Cassie, what he did to Mia when she's going to testify. Now, Jonathan Odie or Adi, he's going to testify. And mind you, he already had the NDA settlement. So that was in 2014. Who knows the expiration on the NDA, because he got $5 million from that, but he's still going to testify. All of this is just to destroy his character and how of a narcissist, abusiveness, and all the sex crazy stuff that he did. So that's the picture that they're painting. But will they have evidence of everything else that equates to sex trafficking and all that? He's definitely going to get charged with prostitution and transporting for prostitution. Now, let me back up a little bit real quick. All right. And she had a lot of male escorts too. Jules, Jonathan, Adi, Dave, the Islander, Greg, a white guy, she ain't know the name, the Punisher. And they was finding people on Craigslist and shit like that. That's crazy. So, but the Kid Cudi thing, right? And I'm gonna play some videos in a minute. And salute to what you call it, Tory Lanez, man. Tory Lanez is definitely gonna get out, and I'm definitely pissed off at Jay-Z, Kelsey, Megan Thee Stallion, and hopefully like her whole career is over now. Like for real, like right now, it's over now. Everything about this bitch, her career is over. She can't sell a bra if she wants to on fucking eBay. Her career is finished. But anyway, so she dated Kid Cudi in 2011, right? It's getting kind of hot. Puffy found an email from Kid Cudi on her burner phone, right? And the email said to tell her to bring her toiletry bag the next day. Now that's the actual transcript. I heard it was that she left her her toiletry bag there the night before. So there's two stories with that. But in the transcripts, it did say that the email said to tell her, basically told her to bring her toiletry bag to his house the next day. So Puff threatened her with a corkscrew, a wine screw, or whatever, right? He threatened to hurt her both her and him, right? So he threatened to release sex tapes and all that. So he just used that as blackmail. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all already know. So I know a lot of this stuff y'all already know. I would have been live earlier today, but I had to run out. I had some important stuff to do. So I'm pretty sure that you hearing everything that you heard already. But hey, that's quite fine. So he threatened her with sex tapes. They went to the hotel. It was pee on the floor and shit in the toilet. You know, it was really like disgusting and nasty. And he talked about how, and here's the thing that kind of tripped me out. He talked about how he wanted Cudi's friends to see his car blow up. Now she said they met up with Puff, so it was her and Puff and Kid Cudi. And Kid Cudi asked him, "Yo, what about my vehicle?" And Puff said, "What vehicle?" And that was the end of the meeting. So I want to know, did the car actually get blown up? You understand what I'm saying? Because I think it's more to that, but that was vague. Maybe they will bring that up in the future or whatever. So I don't know, but did the car actually get blown up? Because I think if anything, if it did happen, I think they should have stayed on that point. But she just said, Cudi said, "What about my vehicle?" Puff said, "What vehicle?" And she said that was the end of the meeting. So that kind of trips me out. And maybe that's why he said, "Yo, what about my vehicle? My shit blew up or whatever." So I don't know. And then remember that Kid Cudi, he contemplated suicide at one point. That's why he left the game for a minute. So they knew Puffy was powerful. You know what I mean? So he was wearing fingernail polish, wearing wedding dresses, and you know what I'm saying? And then he came out talking about he was contemplating suicide. And we know how evil this industry is. You understand what I'm saying? So could Puff have played the part? Because his car got blown up. He didn't even go to the police. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened out of that. So of course the dude was he was scared. Now Roger fucking Bonds, man. Roger Bonds, he just finished beating cancer, right? But the stories that he was talking about early this year, right? And late last year, he was on the podcast and stuff like that. Danza Report, I think that's the name, and others, when he was talking about a situation where when Puff did beat her up and things of that nature, but what he never said was he was there and brung her ass back to the hotel. So he's looking funny in the light right now. So I know people's attacking him. I ain't really check his page today, so I just came home and wrote a little something, and then I came live. But so here's was the question. This was the first question they asked her about the first time being abused. So they said, when the first time he put his hands on you? She said within the first year he was abusive. So that's 2006. 2006, right? So the first incident, they were in a Escalade. He beat her up bad. Now another time in 2009. In 2009, at an event in LA, Cassie was talking to a producer. I had some chicken, excuse me. She was talking to a producer, and he tapped her on the shoulder, whatever. He smacked her in the face at the time, too. took her to the back, beat her up, and had her hide her under the toilet and shit like that. And they asked her how long did he beat her up. She said for 10 minutes. So she ran out the hotel to get away, but security brought her back. And Roger Barnes told her to go back to the hotel, and they snuck her back into the hotel so no one could see them. And while she was there for the whole week, no one helped her out. The only thing they gave her was ice cream. The assistant, I think her name is Genevieve, whatever the fuck her name is, just brought her ice cream, no food. And she said she wouldn't leave because she was scared because he had access to guns and he threatened her and Kid Cudi. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what's tripping me out. You know what I'm saying? So today's testimony gave a lot of more deep detail on what she actually been through. Now, again, I'm not taking anybody's side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anybody's side. Do I like Puffy? Absolutely not. Do I want him to go to jail? No. But for the things that he has done, karma's going to come either way. Regardless, karma is going to come to everybody. It's going to happen. So will he meet his fate on this trial? He might, but he's going to get charged with something. So don't act like this man is not going to get charged for anything. He's going to get charged with something. He's going to do some time. If not, he'll probably get time served. If he gets charged with the transporting for prostitution, that's only a 10-year sentence. That's only 10 years. He's been in there a year now, close to a year or whatever, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, close to a year or a year now. It's going to be time served. He's going to do 5 years time serving and probably the rest on probation and confined. He's going to be limited to do things basically. You understand what I'm saying? He got to check in and do P tests and all types of stuff. So at the end of the day, he's going to do some time. He's going to get charged with something. And I think what they're trying to do is the things that he did with her, Cassie, will that relate or equate to sex trafficking? Because he had her in LA, Vegas, in New York, and every place that they went, they had escorts every fucking where. And they asked her yesterday, how many freak-offs did you have? She said, no, she said, how long was something like that. She said it was weekly, consistently, for years. So every week. And she said she fucked hundreds of guys. They could equate that to sex trafficking, but she has admitted, and they both have put to the public that they were in a relationship. And this was a personal freaky fetish that he had. That's her man. She wanted to make him happy, and she complied. Did she want to do it all the time? No. Was he coercing her to do it? Absolutely. But the facts remain the same. They were together. So cannot absolutely be sex trafficking. Now with the escorts, they are going and flying or whatever to different places to have sex. Some of them, or whatever the case may be, that could be considered as transporting for prostitution or whatever the case may be, because he's soliciting, he's paying. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You said, but she went on her own behalf. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But she's not going to be charged for this, though. She's not going to be charged. Did she get immunity? No. Because she even asked the dude, Daniel Phillips, the black male stripper, send me a picture of your love muscle. Send me a picture of your love muscle. And he did after the first night of having sex with her. She actually told him to pee in her mouth. And but when he was peeing, she stopped him and Puff stopped him and said, no, don't let it out all at one time. You got to let a little bit out at a time. Crazy stuff. Nipple nut Diddy. The dude ejaculated, right? And she took it off her or went like this. It said, here, Diddy, and gave him a 5 and shit. And Diddy went in the room and it was just doing this, like this straight up motherfucking nipple rubs, man. That's crazy. Like he literally used the next man's semen, testicular juices and fluid in kids And that's billions of them. There's millions of kids he's rubbing on them like lotion, like Vicks Vapor Rub. That was the semen rub. That's some other shit. That's why his name is Nipple Nut Diddy. NND. That's some weird, nasty shit. Who does shit like that? Who even thinks of some shit like that? Now, granted, I knew a girl that she used to braid my hair. I miss my hair. As you can see, Lord have mercy, I miss my braids. Woo. She used to do the Iverson shits for me. But anyway, and she like come on her face. I used to, she'd be like this in the mirror, like that. And all that, and be like, you got some water? Got something to drink? Like, there's nothing happened. And her face was clear than the motherfucker. Now, that's not weird because she's a female. I'm a guy. I gave her what she wanted. You know what I mean? And I never kissed her on the cheek, too. I kissed her on the back of her neck. Or her neck. I never just kissed her nowhere here. You know what I mean? But anyway, salute to you, shorty. But whatever floats his goddamn boat, man. That's crazy. That's some weirdo shit. You understand what I'm saying? But he forced her into do these things. And he told the stripper when and where to come. Like, what? That's some other shit, man. Who sits in the corner just watching another man, excuse the hand gesture, just jerking off in the corner and just watching another man fuck your wife? What type of enjoyment is that? That's weird. That is a weird fucking fetish. That's some other shit. That's some creepy shit. He's a creep. Don't act like he's not. Look, he was doing with that little young white girl that he had when they was on that live with Quincy and all of them was in there. Like, what she was saying to him and what he said to the little girl at the MTV Awards, that little girl that was presenting an award and shit like that. What he did to Justin Bieber and shit like that. What he did to Usher. Don't forget now. According to Gene Deal, Usher went into the hospital because he got his cherry broken back there. And I mean that with no disrespect. Broke him open. Put him in stitches. Come on now. Yes, he's a black man. We have to protect our own, but this dude is a creep. Truth is truth. I'm not a biased person. I'm not biased. And like I said, what he did to Biggie Smalls bothered me. What he did to fucking Biggie Smalls. He has a track record of destroying people's lives, son. And he used his money to get out of it. He uses money to get out of it. He got a great team right now that's holding him down. He got a good team behind him. He has a great team behind him. But today, this testimony today left a dent in their strategy. Now, would he testify? He might testify now. I don't know if Gene testifying. He said if he get the call, he will. That's what he said a while ago. But he might. If he get the call, he will. Just like I'll be sure. If he gets the call, he's gonna testify. So again, with this dude, Roger Barnes. He's done. Like he's done. Let me see if he even spoke up. I'm not done, y'all. Just give me a second. I'm about to play a couple of videos real quick. Let me go to his page. I haven't looked at his page since earlier this afternoon. Give me a second, y'all. Let me go to Roger Barnes page real quick. Just please be patient, and I know the attention span and stuff like that. Come on, baby. So I haven't been on this page, so now, all right, here we go. All right, I'm trying to see what Tiffany, if Tiffany Red says something. That's Cassie's friend. He beat the girl up, threw her off the balcony, threw her on the balcony, hung her over, dangled her over the balcony. Now he ain't say nothing yet. Hold on, nope. Roger, yep, he didn't say shit because he know. You see, that's the thing. When you do stuff in the dark, when you think you will be getting over on that shit just come to the surface years later. Karma is a motherfucker. He beat cancer. I'm looking at his page right now. He beat cancer, so salute to him, man, for real. But you helped all. Listen, man, a lot of people should be getting locked up though. His assistants, KK, Genovese, Roger Bonds, who else? Harv Pierre, James Cruz, Uncle Paulie, all of these police, hotel personnel, security, everybody played a part on suppressing everything that he did to her and other people. Like, you have to spend money to make money. Just like, don't forget about the guy who got shot in his stomach in the goddamn studio in LA. It was Justin and Combs in the bathroom, according to Little Rod. Shot the dude in the stomach, and he told, it's already inside the goddamn studio. You have to go through 2 doors. There's cameras. In order for you to get into the studio through the first fucking door, they look on the camera and see who you are and buzz you in. And then you have to go through a second door and they look at you through the camera and buzz you in. How was there a drive-by? There's no footage from the outside of the studio. So Puffy, with his money is long, went to, I forgot his first name, but it was a Muslim guy. His last name was Muhammad. I think he was a former police officer or a current police officer, and he had that shit swept under the rug. He spent a lot of money to cover his tracks. I'm not beating up on a man. I'm disclosing facts. Those are bars, right? So at the end of the day, I'm just being objective on both sides. I think Cassie is guilty as well too, but she wanted to please her man, so she did what he wanted to. And once she did that, she just opened the floodgates of being coerced, manipulated, told what to do, and things in that nature. And let's go to the hold on. Not Mia. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. No. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So okay. So Puff wanted to go to a freak off. He wanted to do a freak off in the Hamptons, right? They got Dave, the escort, right? She took a GHB and went into a G-hole. Now, I looked up what G-hole meant. G-hole means the state of unconsciousness or comatose. That's resulting in an overdose. So she overdosed. Like, she could have died. Like, she literally overdosed. That's what GHB do. She went into a G-hole. G-hole is the state of unconsciousness or comatose, which is resulting of a overdose. And that's why she said she woke up in the shower. Dave and Puff freaked out, and she freaked out, and it was crazy. This is what I'm saying. After that, she was on the floor in the shower, having an overdose. And when you think about it, while she's in the shower, I'm thinking about it right now, because she was in an overdose. So you had to put cold water on her to wake her up. That's what people do. They throw cold water, they smack them, and there's some kind of thing that you sniff. I forgot what you call it, and you wake them up and shit like that. But she woke up in the shower. That's why she was in the shower. They poured that cold water on her to wake up, so that she almost died, my G. And look, after that, still made her do a freak off. Nigga, is that crazy? Just let that marinate just for just a couple of seconds. Let it marinate. My shit is kind of glitching. Just let that marinate for a second. Let it marinate. We have to. Let somebody do that to you. That's not what you call abuse. Now, this may rub people the wrong way, because I may not be saying exactly what they want to hear. I'm not defending Diddy. I'm not defending her. I'm being objective and saying the rights and wrongs of both. So don't put me in the category. I'm just saying, if somebody did that to your mother, now that's where it gets personal, right? Well, my mother. What about your daughter? What about your goddamn sister? How would you feel? Like literally after a freak off, after a overdose, a overdose. Right after the overdose, he made her have a freak off, no rest, no time. She's fucking multiple men with no condom. She have a UTI, cootie cat burning. Her mouth got sores, warts, and is sore from giving head, and her cootie cat burning from the UTI. The antibacterial don't even work anymore. So this girl is in crucial pain. This fucking fly, motherfucker, that one fly. I've been trying to catch him for like 40 minutes, you little bastard. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody do me a favor. If y'all haven't hit the like button yet, how many people hit the like button? Just please hit the like button. Please do me a favor, y'all, because they fucking with me on the algorithms. For those who y'all probably already know already. Do me a favor right now. Please share. If you haven't shared, do me a favor right now. I hope that's not going to kill you. Please share. Can you share this video right now? Please share, and please tell me that you shared. Please share this video. Please share this video. Please share this video. And hold on, I might have to put on the heat because I'm getting hot, son. I've been eating too much and swollen up and shit. Hold on for a second. God damn it. Hold on. All right, thank you. Did anybody share? Can y'all share? Because you're not responding. Come on, respond a reaction. Did anybody share? Can y'all share this live? That's what I'm asking. That's crazy. You know, I ain't having no hot flashes. Kiss my ass. I don't know. I ain't what you call it? I ain't got no menopause. I ain't no fucking female. But can y'all please share, please? Can y'all please share this live? I would kindly appreciate it. Oh Lord. But anyway, but like I was saying, after the cold sores and everything, thank you, Sleepy Chiefy. Please share. I would gladly appreciate y'all if you share, because they fucking with my algorithm. So only thing I'm asking, can you just share, please? Lord have mercy. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate you as well. So with that being said, he forced her to do all of those things in the midst of being in pain, overdosing, high for days at a time, fucking hours at a time. And what he's doing is in the cut like that. She's doing all the fucking. It takes the tales. I'm about to play some of hers in a minute, and you know I never played her stuff on here, but she's doing her fucking thug this when she cooking right now. She really cooking. So salute to her and what she's doing, man. Salute to her. Huh? Oh, okay. Cassie showed her colors when Young Miami was getting her stuff on Revolt, $200K a month on wait. Yeah. I mean, of course she was getting some money from that. That's what I'm saying. She's not innocent as well. And here's the thing about Carisha, when she told her something that I'll make you get on your I will make you get on your knees and eat my pussy. Some shit like that. So Carissa knew a lot of stuff what was going on as well. And let's not forget, and here's the thing, she skipped over a lot. She skipped over how Ryan Leslie, she skipped over that, how Diddy took her from Ryan Leslie. Hold on, damn. I just had it. It just slipped my brain that fast. Yeah. He was lazy and cheap. Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, like the $200,000 trips and everything. Like she literally, like she knew exactly what she was doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like she knew exactly what she was doing, and she's really not innocent. Oh yeah, here it goes. I'm sorry, this came to me. Kim Porter situation. She knew how Puff was treating her when he came to the house where she was laying down in the bed. According to, I forgot the source that it was somebody that was cool with Kim Porter. Matter of fact, it was the friend. It was Kim Porter's friend. I think she wrote a book. I think she had an African name. I forgot her name. She on Twitter. That bitch. I don't like her because she on some other shit. But she put out there that was Kim Porter's friend, that she would come there to the house and see Kim Porter. She'd be laying in the bed. Cassie be right there, right next to Puffy, while he's disrespecting her, telling her to get out the bed and disrespecting her. And she's literally right there condoning all of these things. You are not innocent, sweetheart, because you was there from at the tail end of him and Kim Porter's relationship. So you seen the toxic shit that was going on. You saw how he treated her. You think he was just treating you that way? Knowing that he broke her nose on a yacht and she had to get that corkscrew? It sliced his goddamn arm. You understand what I'm saying? So you knew what you was dealing with. You just didn't think it was going to go the way it did, because Kim Porter was in threesomes as well too. God bless your soul. She is so fucking beautiful. God bless her soul, man. The daughters is beautiful too, and I think that's his other daughter that's in the middle when they was walking. They all some beautiful kids. You know what I'm saying? Kim was a swinger. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She was a swinger. And here's the thing. And that's what's prevalent and what's normal in the industry. All of these swinger parties, they have mansions with the patios linked to each room, so you could just fucking come out the patio and walk into the next room, and it's no shades, it's all glass, so you can just see who's doing what and doing who, and God knows who. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she knew what she was getting into. She was with Ryan Leslie. She took Puffy. She said she was at a party and Puffy gave her a kiss. The next thing you know, she was right there with him. Like the next day, a couple of days, she at his hotel, fucking and sucking and doing threesomes immediately. Come on now, like you are not innocent, and that's what I'm saying. He may not get charged with racketeering and sex trafficking. They trying to make it sex trafficking because she was going to LA and Las Vegas and Miami and having sex, and she's paying. I want to play this real quick. I'm gonna go to teach until after this, but I want to play this real quick. Let me share my screen. Everybody, I thank y'all for tuning in too. Just do me a favor, please. If you haven't already, please share. I would gladly appreciate you. And your asses is up just like me. And forgive me if I look a little tired, because I am. My sleep pattern is a little bit off right now.
Recorded. So he grabbed his hand and told him to back off. He was then told no one was recording him. When the man threatened to call LAPD if Combs didn't calm down, Combs reportedly said, quote, "It's just that I don't want to lose anything and I can lose it all." An interesting note from Flores' email that we noticed was that he said that there would be extra patrols at the hotel until Sean Diddy Combs checked out, meaning Diddy stayed at this hotel, continued to stay at the hotel, even after this incident in the hallway caught on surveillance video with Cassie. But this isn't the only evidence entered into the record. Documentation shows a list of evidence collected in the months leading up to trial. For example, on the day of the Homeland Security raids, Combs was at the Miami Opa-locka airport getting ready to leave on a pre-planned trip. At that time, agents seized a cell phone from Combs's person, 2 cell phones from Christina Corum's person. Remember, she's considered Combs's right-hand woman, and she's even been compared to Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's infamous madam. 1 cell phone from Corum's suitcase, which was used by Combs. The government had experts comb through these electronics. Excerpts of those extractions are listed out by evidence number. When agents were searching Combs's home in Los Angeles and Miami, they found even more cell phones. In LA, 2 cell phones from desk drawers and offices, a cell phone from a bedside table in the master bedroom, and in Miami, 3 different cell phones stored inside black Balenciaga boots in the master bedroom and its closets. Then, when Combs was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City, more cell phones were seized from Combs and Cora. The documents also list extractions done on the phones of people connected to Combs. Another evidence list shows that financial records were requested from multiple financial institutions, including American Express, JP Morgan Chase, and Citibank, as well as PayPal.
I'm playing this for the simple fact that this could link. This is a link of it's a money trail that they're looking at. So I'm not gonna play this whole thing. I'm just gonna play a real short excerpt to whereas they could probably charge him with sex trafficking and like this criminal organization due to the money exchanging and putting in different accounts and paying for this, that, and the third or whatever. So
Venmo, and Zelle. The government exhibits also include lots of information about Combs's travel, with records from just about every airline you can think of: Alaska Airlines, JetBlue, Delta, Southwest, even Spirit. So how do these records help bolster the prosecution's case that Combs was part of a larger criminal enterprise? Join us now to talk more about these new pieces of evidence and what we've heard from what's happening in the court.
I'm just going to play just a little bit. Just please bear with me, y'all. Trust me, I understand it could throw the momentum, the energy, the attention span. You know what I mean? It could lower the energy. Trust me. I'm feeling it just listening to it already. But there is some jewels and some nuggets in it. I'm going to make it short, though. So just bear with me because I'm bearing through it as well.
Courtroom thus far is criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen. Always great to have you on Law and Crime. Thanks for being here. From the documents that have been...
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation.
Bear with me, y'all.
Monday Service is a ticketing platform.
Trust me, I understand what
been released today. We have also the video. It seems like a longer video of that incident that happened in the hotel in California. What could prosecutors be trying to prove by releasing these new pieces of evidence?
2 minutes, y'all. Give me 2 minutes.
You know, when we say new, it's probably new in terms of introducing them, but the defense already knows about them. I don't think this is something that's like a bombshell or a smoking gun. What happens generally with these cases, if you see any of these sex trafficking cases or RICO cases, it's very dependent on the paperwork to kind of put everything together in context. So the Zelle payments, the bank payments, the financials, they want to show that money was flowing from Sean Combs's accounts or accounts that he ran into either some sort of prostitution ring or a prostitute themselves, or to Cassie, and then Cassie would then pay for either flights, hotels, or the prostitutes personally. So she was kind of the go-between, allegedly, between the prostitutes and Sean Combs, and they have to.
And he made sure that the money transactions was going through her, so everything would be in her name. It wouldn't even be in his name. So he funded it, but it will be within. It will go through her. He's funneling it through her. You know what I mean? Just like his money and everything, all his money is in his mother account, in his son's account. He don't have no money in his account, probably just a little bit or whatever, probably $1 million or $2 million or whatever, some loose change. Because that ain't no loose change to me, motherfucker. But you understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Show this in order to say, hey, jury, she's not a co-defendant. She was someone who was getting these things from Sean Combs and then passing them on to the prostitutes. So you're looking at phone records, you're looking at flight records, you're looking at texts and financials and things of that nature that would bring it all together and kind of bolster the testimony of Cassie. Because if you look at her testimony, people are going to be like, hey, you were with him for 7 years. You know, you knew what was going on. You kind of were involved in all this. You were paying these prostitutes. You were booking their flights, you were booking their hotels, you kind of, it looks like you enjoyed what was going on.
Exactly.
And the prosecution wants to say she did not enjoy it. You know, this was part of her job, and she was, forced to do it or coerced to do it. That's where they're coming from. And the defense obviously is going to say the same thing that I'm saying, that I think that it makes her look like a co-defendant.
Yes.
Well, also, if you're the defense, could you look at this and say he's Sean Combs, he's a business mogul? Of course, he's going to have like all these cell phones, frequent flyer accounts, and you can just dismiss the numbers as what it was business?
The key here, the many cell phones and things of that nature, it's going to depend on what's on those cell phones, right? So if he had 7 cell phones and it's all business discussions and things of that nature, it's not that big of a deal. If there were discussions with prostitutes and things like that, which I think that's where they're going with it, and they're going to say, oh, this one phone, even though it was in Sean Combs' name, it was Cassie's phone. This phone belonged to, his house manager. This phone belonged to someone else.
Don't forget, a lot of the first day of a testimony or the first day of trial, they found videos of her doing her thing on her own phone. So her own phone has videos and things of that nature. Now, what if I'm just coming to me right now? Now, what if the defense have the subpoena the phone register where she could, so they both can, so the defense can see exactly what she was saying, who she was talking to, and from her own mouth and her own mind, and wanting to have sex with these dudes, just like she was corresponding with Daniel Phillip. Let's not forget that. And that's why he fell in love with her. He was in love. The black stripper wanted to be with her if she wanted to. And he lied to he told the government that he was jealous because he wanted her to be with him, some shit like that. But let's continue. They speaking some good stuff right here. I'm gonna let it play this a little bit. Hopefully y'all getting these little nuggets or whatever. So, but whatever, goddammit.
Else who, made the travel arrangements. That's most likely what they're going to do. And again, it all comes back to how are they going to prove that this is a sex trafficking, quote unquote, ring, as opposed to a John that, booked prostitutes and had willing participants in the prostitution that were getting paid or some other reward for it. Like that first guy that took the stand, who is a male prostitute, who says, hey, listen, I never got paid. This was I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart. I don't know what that brought to the case, aside from him saying that he witnessed some violence against Cassie. But
all right,
he was essentially saying, Cassie paid me. Cassie booked this. Cassie looked like she was enjoying it. Cassie gave me directions on how to properly urinate on someone, which, that's weird to me. That, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. She's a victim. Absolutely, she's a victim, but she enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. I'm not beating up on her. I'm not beating up on her at all. And I went hold on. I'm pausing it. I wouldn't do that, just beat up on her. She was a willing participant. She directed on what to do. Come to me, pee on me, all this stuff. Send me a picture of your dick. All this stuff that she was doing. She just got into something and didn't know how bad it was going to get. It's almost like you in too deep. You got way in too deep into the glitz and the glamour, living a certain lifestyle, taking trips and rubbing shoulders with celebrities and so forth and so on. But that comes with, it's almost like signing the deal with the devil, like a lot of those people do in Hollywood and stuff like that. Yeah, he's gonna give you everything immediately, like all of the trinkets that you want. Here. You want money. Here it is. You want cars. You want mansions. Here. You're only signing your soul to do the devil's bidding without you even knowing. He's gonna give what you want immediately. But once he got you, that's it. And that's what, and to be honest, that's what Puffy did. But at the end of the day, she was along for the fucking ride. She had sex with hundreds of guys, unprotected. A lot of it was called hers because I know she didn't want to do it all the time. But come on, son. There was no way you could have left. Yes, he did send some people to bring her back because a lot of women is saying that. Well, most people agree with that. Yeah, they went and got her just like when she went to Kid Cudi and shit. Kid Cudi crib. They sent security. Probably was Roger Bonds too. You got some explaining to do, and brung her back. Yes, Yes, it was a lot. Like even when she was in a hotel, for a week after getting beat. Matter of fact, the same night Roger Bonds told her to go back to the hotel after getting beat up by Diddy. He left her in a hotel for a whole week with no food, just ice cream. Yes, exactly. That shit is sick. Yes, she was young and gullible, but you had plenty of time to leave. Well, he had a lot of security because she said when she was in the hotel, he didn't visit her the whole time. But the only time she left the hotel within a week is because he told the security, all right, she could go home now. So yes, he literally had his hands in a lot of things, and he made sure people was watching her. Absolutely. And look, he did the same thing with Jennifer Lopez, but she was in different clubs. He used to go to different clubs to try to find her. That's what Gene Dill said. And Kim Porter, that's why he threatened Al B. Shore, he threatened Al B. Shore, his ass is in a coma. Now Al B. Shore gonna have to prove that Diddy is the one that tried to unalive him. He's gonna have to prove that. And he's not, and Diddy's not being charged for any kind of murder or anything like that. And that's the thing. All of this is speculation, but we do have a feeling that's what he had his hands in Kim Porter's death, because ain't no fucking way she died from pneumonia. When she had a doctor that comes to her house, a nurse that comes to her house to check up on her and take her vitals and all this stuff, and she was in tip-top shape. So how did he die? Why do you think Kimora Lee, she's fucking scared to death. You know that she ain't never say anything. When she died, she never said, she was on a live. She said little subliminal things, but it wasn't as much that we connected it to the Kim Porter's death. But Kimora Lee said nothing to this day. She's probably just now getting over being scared. And what's crazy? This trial right now, it probably triggered her to be scared again, because it triggered old emotions. But let me go to Tisha Tells real quick. Like, do she flag people for playing her stuff? Because this is my first time. Well, yeah, this is like my first time playing it. Do she be on that bullshit? Because I ain't gonna play it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm not gonna play all of it. All right. Nero slept with his mom's cousins and his homies' wives. Kimora Lee's house caught on fire. Right, exactly. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna play a little bit of her. Everybody, please do me a favor if you don't mind. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Please share if you can. Please share. I will gladly appreciate you. All right, let's go here real quick. Salute. Damn, a lot of this stuff. Here we go. Look. I'm not going to play a lot. Just going to play a bit.
Title's family. Wancha said, in regard to the F-offs, look up Thelma Rel.
I got what part.
Rel.
Hold on. I got a lot of windows up in this.
But start watching these narratives. These people are just like, well, I don't know. It could have gone any way. They are lying. Diddy got his ass handed to him today. And anybody that says anything different, right? They're lying. And I would look to see whether, that's the thing. I don't even think people need to be on payroll. I think people are happy just to think that they can be next to the in crowd. Right. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to pay me for my soul. And before we get into it, my soul is too expensive, so you can't afford it. But also, let's look at the outlets that are actually very, very silent. Because if you notice, whenever Diddy has a very, very bad day, the outlets go very, very quiet. Also, I want to give a shout out to May Best. Thank you so much for joining the Title Talks. Also, Lovely Blue Rose said, T said, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you for your dedication and the tea. And Minnie Move said, your reenactments are the best. Keep up the good work, Tisa. Thank you. Lily and Gio said, first time, really great work. Question. Zanavi was confirmed that he will be testifying in the Diddy. Well, He will, because they put the pictures of the SMEX workers up on the screen. Whenever they put a SMEX worker's name up on the screen, that's when you know that they are going to be testifying. Jonathan Adi, and you know your girl was the one that bought the job. I know y'all already know, but I'm gonna say it again. Your girl was the one that bought the Jonathan Adi thing that actually put it on the. I didn't talk to the prosecutors, but I put it on the prosecutors' radars. Let's just say this, okay? So I don't think, also, so here's the thing. In the Jonathan Adi tapes, he said that Mark Garagos and Ben Masalas, who, Kenneth Masalas is Ben's dad, who was Diddy's longtime 20-year lawyer. Ben Masalas was an intern. They vacationed at each other's houses. Mark Garagos, Diddy and them, Mark Garagos, he is like, you know, Diddy, Kenny Garagos is basically his lead counsel. What is the whole thing in that? It's simple. They were the ones that tried to get, allegedly, Michael Avenatti, y'all remember him, and Stormy Daniels. They were behind that to get Trump out the White House. Trump never forgot that. He does not like Diddy, and he don't like the people he hang with. He ain't bailing Diddy out at all.
And what's crazy, a lot of people thought that's what Donald Trump was going to do, because there was a clip going around on, I think it was his show. I think it's one of his it was his reality shows, when a girl he was speaking to some girl that was around Puff. I forgot who the girl was, and he said that, well, I like Puff. When he asked, I think he asked her, is Puff a bad guy? She said, I don't want to say, something like that. He said, well, I'm gonna always protect Puff, or something like that. Always like Puff. So, but as you can see, Trump ain't parting his shit right now.
At all. Now, here's the thing. What is the truth in that? I was the first to actually report. I know. Can I toot my own horn, please? I was the first to report that. Not that Trump was going to pardon Diddy, but that Diddy hoped to approach Trump
his father
to get a pardon.
Cool. Yes,
Diddy has the audacity. He is a Division I audacity crash out. I think that he wanted Trump to give him a pardon. He was pulling every string he could to try to get that pardon. Okay. However, it fell on very, very, very dark, dead ears. Anyway, Ronica Miles, thank you so much for the super chat. Doreen Angel said, Mark Agnefield.
I'm gonna skip some.
Hey, North Carolina homeowners, if your AC unit is more than 5 years old, you could
live with you, but I know she got a lot.
I'm sorry,
a
not
lot
Mark Agnefield.
I give her that.
Mark,
and she's a very beautiful girl too. Salute to her though. She's doing the thing. Very, very beautiful girl. Keep doing your thing. Proud of you, sweetheart. Keep going. God damn it.
Garagos is going to have to do more than that podcast. When I say Diddy got packed up today, let me get into my notes. Nina Benson, thank you so much for the super chat. Lovely Blue Rose said, yes, Tisa, you bought out Jonathan Adi from the beginning. Hit you with the who, period, flower. Your face iced because they had to do icings, this and that. It was a concerted effort to traffic Cassie around. Diddy would literally, they showed a picture. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Cassie, Diddy came to, Cassie was sleeping. Diddy ran up in her room, in her house, right? And started fighting everybody. Got Cassie, tried to carry her out to force her to come to a freak off. Cassie's friends jumped on Diddy, wouldn't let her leave. Diddy dropped Cassie on the bed while Cassie was trying to escape. Cassie's whole eye got busted open, and it was the nastiest, puffiest, yellowest, disgusting bruise I've ever seen in my life. And it was an open, gaping wound. Diddy wouldn't even look at her. He had his head of security go. And first of all, Diddy made her go to the freak off. First of all, gaping wound on. Second of all, Diddy then, after that, had security go pick Cassie up because he couldn't be bothered, and took Cassie to the plastic surgeon, right? No choice. Took her to the plastic surgeon. Had security take her to the plastic surgeon. Cassie was sending pictures like, look what you did to me, look what you did to me. Diddy's like, seeing too much, you be acting up, you be doing too much. What's his exact words? I actually took them down. He's like, you be doing too much. You be doing this, you be doing that, blah, 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 blah. What was the whole thing with the freak off? He said, hold on, y'all, because yeah, we gotta talk about this. I have the note. He said, God, I took so notes. Anyway, he said something along the lines of, you be doing too much, this and that. That's why I had to do that. He said, you need to stop. Oh, that's what he said. Hold on, I found it. He said, he told Cassie, that's because you don't know when to stop. You push things too far. You be doing too much. That's why when I say it's the nastiest thing I've ever seen on someone's head, and when the prosecutor was like, why did he say that? What were you doing? Cassie was like, I was asleep. I hadn't talked to Sean all day. Diddy, he would literally be like, when she would be outside minding her business around his employees and stuff, he'd be like, yo, come here, let me talk to you for a second, just randomly. And she'd be like, huh? And he would punch her in the eye, knock her down, and start stomping her. Diddy is a maniac. This wasn't arguments. This wasn't domestic violence. Yes, it was domestic violence in the way that he was sleeping with her, but it wasn't domestic violence. He was an animal that just literally would attack her unprovoked until he saw blood and then send her to the plastic surgeon or send her away until she healed. It was insane, you guys. It's not, I'm telling you, don't listen to what Mark Agnifilio is saying. There wasn't anything loving about it. And when you hear this testimony I'm going to read to you, Diddy didn't give a damn about Cassie. Her position, she didn't know it was to be his rag doll. That's it. And the sad thing is, I think Diddy treats every woman he's with around like that. It's really, really sick. Also, Elijah, I have more, but I hope that answers your questions for now. Patrick Jones, thank you so much for the super chat. Judith A. Cliff.
So now, but you see what she's saying. She was actually there, so she's saying certain things. Now, what I've noticed, like Inner City Press. Actually, I spoke to Inner City Press earlier today through the 9 this morning. Me and him spoke through the DM on Twitter. X or whatever. I'm trying to see if I can get an interview with him. He said, I don't know yet. Well, I'll leave that one right there. But salute to him, though. He's doing a good job. But what I noticed is that a lot was being said, and when he's putting up the transcripts as he's doing it in real time, and then you have to put it up on Twitter as a thread, I think that he's missing a little bit of what's happening as well too. You know what I mean? Because I think he's doing 8 things at one time, but the people that's actually there, they have a little bit more extra details of what's going on, just like her, because she's actually sitting in there, so she's really hearing everything like in real time, not missing any words, because she's there listening to it fluently in real time. So I'm just hearing this just now. Look what he did to her, just out of nowhere, just being up and all this shit. Like, that's some real narcissist crazy shit. So if they have older people that's in the jury, and some is black women, that could trigger some shit. You understand what I'm saying? So if they can mold it and shape it as far as his character is concerned and what he has done to her, instead of this being that they were in a relationship, it will be that this was her slave. This was his prostitute. This was sex trafficking. That's just like any other sex trafficker and what they do. They use and abuse, they beat them up at the drop of the dime, they drug them. They all of those things that a trafficker would do to a victim. So if they make that happen, then there you have it. Then it's sex trafficking, and he make it go away for life. So yeah.
Judith A. Cliff, A. Cope, thank you so much. You said great. Thank you so much, my butt. Altivia, you Cassie, disrespectfully. Cassie is an embarrassment to her man. I'll divorce her. Young and reckless. And I say this respectfully. You don't deserve a good woman. You don't. Let me tell you something. Cassie's man was doing what he should have done. When the fact that you said that you would divorce her, Cassie came to her man after she did went through all that stuff. She was trafficked. She was a.
What if you can create your own website by saying?
Now, I know she's a female, and she's I don't want to say pushing as if it's an agenda, but from what I see is that I don't want to say one dimensional. I'm not saying that because I rarely listen to her, to be honest, but she's really on it. So from since yesterday, I really looked at her live. But from what I get, I think that is not one-dimensional or just pointing at Diddy as being guilty, which he is in his own way, absolutely. But I'm not hearing that the accountability that Cassie needs to take. So I think she's just coming from a standpoint of a woman who really has been abused and misused and things of that nature. I agree. I agree. He has. But then again, she has to take accountability for the things that she did do. There's a difference. But as I digress.
It wasn't glamorous. You had to see the pictures. It wasn't glamorous. And let me just say this. The fact that you're saying that because Diddy and everybody traumatized her.
Oh, she does?
And forced her, got her hooked on drugs and all this stuff. Again, it wasn't, oh, she's a grown woman and make grown choices. She never had a choice. Diddy controlled every aspect of her life.
I'm just going to play a little bit more and that's it. I'm not going to play all this. I'm just going to, I give it probably 2 more minutes and we're going to continue because I really want to go in on the Tory Lanez joint too.
Okay? Every aspect. And he had a team of people that actually locked her down. For you to say that if somebody goes through stuff, you would leave them, let me tell you something. Cassie got a real man. A real man, baby, you take up so much space when you come in, that it don't matter what your girl went through before you burn. Praying to him. Because she liked Diddy Tran for him. And she thought he should have another kid. Dana Tran was Diddy's mom's draft pick. And I know Dana Tran, if I was her, I would be so mad right now. You thought you had a cute baby with a billionaire who's very generous. Now, we don't know. We didn't know about all the stuff you were doing. Now your whole family knows you were probably participating in, I don't know, right? Who knows? But at the end of the day, now you got Diddy at the end where he's going broke. He's bitter. Now you got to take baby love to the prison. Side note. On top of that, it makes me think, yo, maybe maybe Young Miami was telling the truth. I said this in my live before. Maybe Young Miami was telling the truth and that Diddy wasn't doing all that mess with her. Because Cassie said that the first time he hit her was somewhere between 6 months and 1 year. Okay? But then he asked about the freak-offs, which he called voyeurism, after 1 year. Young Miami was with Diddy for like 1 year. Maybe because he treats.
And remember, Carissa was talking about that she liked being peed on. So all that plays into what Puffy liked. So she was literally, she got saved because she's not with Puffy no more. But you remember when she was on that talk show or whatever, that podcast where she talked about being peed on and so forth and so on. So all of that, he has a preference.
You good for like 6 months, a year, but violence comes in. And then after the violence, then he starts talking about the thing. I do think that Young Miami might be testifying for Diddy. I do think Gina Han is MIA. It looks like Mia, we don't know who that is, but she's going to be testifying. One of Diddy's assistants is going to be testifying, who I think is, but that's just me, right? Sean, welcome to the YouTube.
I'm gonna leave that one right there, but let's I'll go back to that. But the golden showers there, he definitely loved the golden showers. But yeah, man, it's getting real crazy with this case, man. And I really think that oh yeah, let me show this. Look. That's a picture right there. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. So that's another one. Now, let me just say this for those who just in here right here real quick, and now I'm going to get back to the situation. I am not on Cassie's side. I'm not on Diddy's side. I'm right there in the middle looking at the wrongs on both sides and the rights on both sides. So I don't want y'all to put me in a box. You know what I mean? That's not me. But both of them are guilty in their own right. But let's continue. But look at that lip, man. You know what I mean? And that's the picture that her mom's. Well, they said that she put it up and deleted it, but her mom seen this picture too. Now, where was it? Hold on. That's crazy. Roger Bonds. There you go, right there, Roger Bonds. That's you. The first time she got beat up, you was right there and you made her go right back to the hotel when she was running for her life. And look, I just noticed it right now. Bonds is right there on his goddamn hat, but we all know that's his face anyway. So that's Roger Bonds. So you got a lot of explaining to do, brother. You understand what I'm saying? And she was, she was still looking good. She still look good now, but a lot of times you can hide a lot of pain through your smiles. A lot of us smile knowing that we're going through a whole bunch of shit personally. You understand what I'm saying? But we can't deny that. I don't want to say she enjoyed it, but she was a willing participant because she looked at that money. She looked at the opportunity. Looked at the opportunity in the lifestyle that she could have. You understand what I'm saying? And she participated in this shit. Now, since we here, let me see. Oh yeah, that's from. All right. Hold on. And Mia, I already spoke about Mia. She may be testifying. We don't know who Mia is, but Gina is still. You still can't find Gina. You still can't find Gina. She has sex with so many other people. We got Jules. We got Greg. We got Jonathan, Odie. We got so many people that's gonna be fucking that done let off in her. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Right here. I was on the floor of the car and he stomped on my face. How long did it last? 10 minutes. Then I tried to get away, but Sean's security brought me back. Who? Roger Bonds. What did they tell you? To go back to the hotel. He said a whole different fucking version. Like I said before, we for those who just coming in, I spoke about the I covered a lot and the Kid Cudi and stuff like that. Let me see right here. Yeah, I talked about that already. The UTIs, everything. The sex trafficking. The only way they can establish the only way they can establish that far as sex trafficking is if they can prove that he just used her for sexual pleasures and to pay escorts to different states and things of that nature. Because we don't know if they're going to charge her for that, but I don't think that's what they want because they know she don't have immunity, but we know that they only want Puff Daddy. But it all depends on how today is cross-examining. So which the testimony that she did today, yesterday, is very damaging for the defense. But this is where they literally cross-examine her, and we don't know what they have up their sleeve far as text messages. So this can discredit her, despite her being abused, coerced, and all of that stuff. And I want to reiterate again the nasty shit that really bothers me. She overdosed. She overdosed on GHB. And she went into a G hole, which means in a state of unconsciousness, comatose, and a result of having a overdose. She was overdosing, and they put her in a shower, and she finally came to. Literally after she came to, Puffy made her have sex with Dave, and he's in the corner jerking his goddamn stuff. Sores in her mouth. She's weak. They fucking for hours. She's on pink powder. She's on Valium and all types of coke and ecstasy and Valium, all that shit. Sores in her mouth. She's burning UTIs. She's disease infested at that time, and he's still making her have sex. Now, this is where it plays into the text messages, what she have been saying in her text messages. And if they could determine where Puffy was at the time and where she was at the time, was she by herself doing these texts or whatever the case may be, this could prove what it could contradict her story. It's not going to take away from the experience that she had. Her experience is her experience, granted. However, in the process thereof, motherfucker, there will be, and I can almost guarantee there will be some instances where she was a willing co-conspirator. in this situation. So today, this is really today is gonna be crazy because the cross-examination is going to determine where this may go. This is going to determine if Puff is going to testify. All of this determines if Carissa, whatever, is going to testify. Who else is going to testify for Diddy? It seems like nobody's going to testify for Diddy. Who's going to testify for him? Is it going to be KK? Hell no, because she's in the transcripts. And when she get cross-examined, that's a wrap. So KK is not getting on the stand. Don't even expect that, because she was helping or embedding, doing his bidding. She was the right hand. She was what you call it, the bottom bitch. I don't know if they had sex or not. Probably. She's pretty as hell too, but still. So today determines where this is really gonna go. Is she really credible or not? So the defense, the prosecution needs 12 jurors to unanimously agree to guilty. But the defense only needs one person to say he's not guilty. They only need one person. The prosecution, the state they need unanimous decision, all 12. The defense only need one. That's all it takes. Did he bribe somebody? Do we have somebody on the jury right now that already got paid $1 million? So we already know he's going to go through all this shit, but that one juror is going to be like, not guilty. Then it's going to be a hung jury. It only takes one. Gina is not going to testify. Albie Shaw may testify. Jonathan Adi is going to testify according to Tisa. Is Noodle Rod going to testify? We don't know. We know his kids is probably going to speak on far as his character and this, that, and the third. So they're going to have to be coached on what not to say, especially King Combs if he testified. They probably going to put his daughters on the stand. I don't think they're going to put King Combs or Justin or Quincy. I don't think they're going to put any of them. Maybe Quincy. He seems calculated. Like, you know what I mean? He seems smarter. Seems like he's very calculated, so he would know the things to say to not make Diddy look guilty. So I think one of the girls, or maybe both of the twins, is gonna testify. Maybe not, because they said when they was playing the videos, the twins walked out. And here's the thing about the kids, nigga. Y'all know exactly. The kids know exactly what's been going on in the house. They been there, just like the video. Hold on, let me play that video. Hold on, let me go to my thing. Hold on, soldiers. Those kids been everywhere. Every time you seen Diddy's lives, who was in the background? King Combs and the rest of them niggas. Those kids have witnessed everything. They know what's going on. They just don't want to lose daddy because of that meal ticket. And if he gets charged for this RICO and this criminal enterprise, all of his assets. So I'm pretty sure the mother is burying some money right now, moving money to another bank account, because all his money is really in his mother name. Other certain businesses or whatever, trust, investments, whatever, it's in her name and in the son's name. They probably moving some money right now. They moving money. Don't forget what's the name said. The Bob Marley's daughter, and I think I played it already. I'll find it if I don't forget, about Puffy being a altar child at the age of 4. I want to play it too. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me just bear with me, y'all, because I don't want to I don't like paraphrasing too much because I don't want to mess it up. Let me find a video for y'all real quick, please. Let me just do that. Let me find that real quick. It's real quick. Hold on. Let me go to Rumble real quick. I just wanna. Oh no, I got it on my channel. Didn't I put it on my channel? Hold on. Yeah, I was about to go through all that, and I already have it. Give me a second. I want to put everything in context. So hopefully, y'all attention span. That's the thing. Attention span. Hold on. Yeah, I do have it. Hold on. Let me play that. Come on now. All right. Come on. All right. I'm gonna play that right now. Hold on. I'm gonna play this one first. Give me 1 second, y'all. Come on. Hold on, it's loading. Come on, baby. And I'm gonna play the what's the name too. I really want to get to the Tory Lanez joint too. I have to get to the Tory Lanez because I'm so pissed off at Megan and them bitches. Fuck them bitches. Like, fuck Jay-Z. Fuck them niggas, man. Like, real talk. And I'm gonna put some heat to their ass because I'm pissed behind that. Innocent man in fucking jail, son. I seen the press conference. I'm gonna get you. I seen the press conference. I'm gonna play that shit too. Yeah, I definitely look tired today, but it's all right. What just happened? All right, here we go. Hold on, let me play this. You bastard.
And he has to be held accountable for that. But when I met Sean, he literally summoned me up to Harlem. I was hanging out at the Firehouse studio, and he was like, "Yo, Ruhawk." He was like, just like bare
right here,
users, and not because they wanted to. And I think that children that were abused, that got looped into the system, the sadistic system, I think that they absolutely have to have some kind of special circumstances and some kind of help. And I'm not saying that they should get away with bad things that they've done. Like Sean Combs did some really bad things, and he has to be held accountable for that. But when I met Sean, he literally summoned me up to Harlem. I was hanging out at the Firehouse studio with the Wu-Tang Clan. And he had heard that, I was Bob's daughter and that I had went through all this horrible abuse and that I had kind of gotten out of it and survived it. And so he wanted to know if he could ever have a normal life. And so he summoned me up to Harlem. He had his thugs with the boop, boop thing, whatever, the checker to see if I had any weapons on me. And we stood in a vacant lot with his people all around. And he was like, "Yo, Ruhawk." He was like, just like bearing his soul to me. He was like, "I don't even, can I ever get out of this?" He says, when I was 4 years old, he told me when he was 4 years old, he was used as a living altar. And I know exactly what that means.
A living altar.
That's the most horrible thing anybody in this world could ever go through, especially a child. He wanted to know, what does it mean to have a soul? How do I know if I have a soul?
Now, when I spoke to her a few days back, like 6 a.m, I believe her in a way. But this is what, if he was used as a living altar at the age of 4, mind you how he treats his mother. He treats his mother like shit. Maybe because his mother treated him like shit. Right? Now, if he was treated as a living altar at the age of 4, who else it could have been that let it happen? Puff's dad died or was murdered at the age of 2. He was 2 years old. So if this is true, I'm gonna say allegedly, by the age of 4, if you was a living altar, let me look that up. I never looked it up, and I never asked her because we was talking about a lot. Living altar. Let me just look that up. Meaning. Hold on. Let me just look that up. In order for this to happen, okay. In order for this to happen, there must be a sacrifice, and we must have the fire of God. The word altar is a verb and means to change or to modify. When we encounter God, we alters our lives for the better once we encounter him this way. He invites us to live an altered life. But the way she was explaining it, we have to understand about this devil evil shit. They would take something good and revert that same meaning to a demonic meaning. So when she's saying that she know what that means, then that has something to do with some Satanism. But then let me let her finish.
He was desperate for help, but he didn't make the right choices, and he has to be held accountable for the choices he made. But at the same time, we have to recognize that he was a child victim. And even if he dies in prison behind prison bars, there should be some kind of help for people that were victimized as children that want to reclaim their soul. They want to put themselves back together. They want to escape the sadistic system. If we're going to move forward, we can't leave the childhood victims behind.
And you know what? He did destroy a lot of people's lives. Have you seen his mother lately? She's looking very frail, very stressed, and very drugged out. She probably was doing drugs before, like while he was born, when he was young or whatever. I don't know, but did he really get his mom's hooked on mad stuff? You know what I mean? Because the apple don't fall too far from the tree. What did his mother do? Because if she's saying that he said to her he was a child victim and things of that nature, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of stuff starts at home. How was he treated at home? What was his mother doing? Because he treats his mother like crap. As we all know, and what's been said, I give credit to Gene Dale and other people have said as well that been in their company. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right that he treated like shit. Absolutely not. It's just the point of how was his child upbringing, because evidently he don't like women. And he was raised by one. Evidently he treat them like shit, like crap, like property. And disposable, and he beats them and treats them like shit. Where did that hate come from? So we don't know his real humble beginnings. You know what I mean? And she was dealing with a drug dealer, so you could imagine what else she was dealing with or doing at the time. Maybe she was just some fly chick back in the day, that was getting around, but his pops was a smooth nigga or whatever, and he had money. He was fucking with, working for Nicky Barnes and this, that, and the third. And she wanted a high roller. She wanted a nigga that made money, this, and the third, this, and the third, that, and the third, and had a kid or whatever. Maybe she was one of those ladies of the night. You know what I'm saying? So who knows how he was actually brought up to the point where he treats women, including his mother, like shit. You dig what I'm saying? But his mother is looking bad, family. Have you seen it? She's not looking good. Yeah, he got no friends. And I'll open the floor. If anybody want to jump on the panel, y'all can press one. I'll open it in a few seconds. But let me show this. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna if y'all want to, I'm gonna open the floor and we can speak about it. And then I'm gonna get into Tory Lanez. Let me see how long I've been here. I've been here, hour and a half. So yeah. Let me play this. Is it sharing? All right. Hopefully I did a good job. Hopefully y'all like this live. If you enjoyed this live, please press 1. And if you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. If you haven't shared, please help me get back into the algorithms, because YouTube is on their fuckery. So please share. I don't give a fuck where you share it at. Please just hit the like button as well, man. But let's go. Now we got Puffy and we got Cassie. The whole family is there. I think they're on a family trip. They're on an island, probably Mexico, Turks and Caicos, or whatever they at. Now, this don't seem coerced, right? She seemed really happy and things in that nature. I'm not trying to take a shot at her. People said that Snoop Dogg's father was there. So now I'm gonna see if I can find Snoop Dogg's father in this. But is she a victim or a participant? But I'm pretty sure y'all heard by now, God damn it, that Diddy wanted the male stripper or escort. He wanted his kids, his semen on his nipples. Son, what type of freaky Jason shit is that? Like what type of shit is that? That's some extra shit. That's some other shit. This nigga, he really wanted the man's semen nut rubbed on his nipples. Like, Look, that's why I'm calling him Nipple Nut Diddy. NND. That should be the hashtag. NND. Nipple Nut Diddy or Semen Rub. He really wanted that man's nipples. That man's. I think that's KK right there. I think that's KK. That looks like KK. Hold on. That looks. We know that's what's the name. That's Wolf's son because he looks exactly like Wolf. He looks nothing like Puffy. Well, he really wanted that. That looks like, I don't know why. That looks like KK. Corinne, something like that. Man's nipples. That man's semen as goddamn grease. Is that Puffy Pops? No, I don't think. Nah, hell no. Sunscreen. Like, what type of shit is that, man? I don't know. Did she fuck the kids? Did she fuck French Montana? I don't know. He had everybody doing shit, and you seen them pictures with him and French Montana. That is suspect. But anyway, let's listen. I don't see no Snoop Dogg. I think, I don't know. You see how he was just zoned out? He was zoned out. He probably on them shrooms and shit like that. Like, you look, you see that he was just zoned out. Look at that. That's a zone out. Who is that? Right there, little Chung Lee. All right. She all right now. That's a zone out right there. He spaced out right there. You see that? You see that? The man is he's not even there. That nigga elsewhere. But you see, when you have a lot of money and you have that power, you can literally, that money will empower you for you to think you could do any and everything that you want to do. You could be fucked up. You could act erratic. You could act a little bit of off in front of a whole bunch of people, and they won't even talk bad about you. They wouldn't. They would ignore it. They treat it like it's normal because of who you are. That's Jermaine Dupri. That looked like Jermaine Dupri. Hold on, I'm sorry. Because I really never really examined the video. I just put it up and shit like that. But that ain't Jermaine Dupri. Yeah, that is Jermaine Dupri. Yeah, that is Jermaine Dupri. I know that nose and lips from anywhere. Yeah, that's JD. Yep. JD probably was getting his motherfucking bottom rub. Man, I done heard some stories. Allegedly. That's it too.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. Oh, no, that was the top of my lungs, though.
If you don't feel it, let's not do it.
That was the top of mine. Top of mine, very top. Very, very top.
Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday.
You know, she's probably putting on the front, trying to be happy and shit like that. Don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But everybody know what's going on and shit. I don't know.
Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday.
Look at Jermaine Dupri. Woo! That nigga booty is greasy right now. Pause. See, his kids is always there. Not saying that's a bad thing, but they know everything. And then I'm noticing Justin always have his shirt off like his dad. Like Wolf. He had pause. He has a wolf body. Pause. And I'm not even gonna play a video so you to see it. I ain't on that type of time. But why your shirt always off, Playboy? Shit. You shut it off every goddamn way. This is a Yardman, right? I forgot his name. His name is G. See, that's what I thought it was, the G that got shot in the bathroom, but that's not him. I guess it's another G, but his name is G something. What's his name, y'all? If y'all remember. This is a Jamaican dude. I'm pretty sure he saw a whole bunch of Fassi, Chichi-man shit. But I guess that money's keeping him around. But anyway, well, that's it on that one. But
Land of Darkness is a unique place.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. Buju Banton, you stupid. Yes, a Batsi man, a Fassi, a Chichi boy. You know what I mean? Listen, his new name is Nipple Nut Diddy. That's the hashtag. I ain't start putting a hashtag, but Nipple Nut Diddy. Let me do a quick recap before I get into the Tory Lanez, man. I'm gonna do a Tory Lanez. I don't want to be on too long, but I'm gonna do a quick recap real quick, right? And we know about his moms and stuff like, well, excuse me, her moms, and she, he tried to stop her from going to see his mother, but the mother found out that the video was circulating of a sex tape, and I think she said that she punched her mother in the face because her mother said she's seen, well, there's a tape floating around, because it says that in her own words she said, and I hit her in the head. So that's kind of crazy. But anyway, Kid Cudi, right? Kid Cudi was on a burner phone. Excuse me, Puffy found an email from Kid Cudi on her burner phone, and the email said, and it says for her to bring her toiletry bag to his house the next day. So once he found that out, because one of the securities found out and he gave the phone to Puff, and that's how he found the email, he threatened her with a wine screw, a corkscrew, excuse me, and he threatened to harm both of them, him and Kid Cudi and Cassie, right? He threatened to release sex tapes, so he's trying to blackmail her, and that's how he really controlled her through the tapes, through the videos, and to shame her and shit like that, right? And when they went to the hotel, this is after the finding out about the email. They went to the hotel, and it was pee on the floor, and it was shit in the toilet. It was gross. Nobody flushed the toilet, this, that, and the third, right? He said he talked about how he wanted Cudi's friends to see his car blow up. So they met up, Puff, Cassie, and Cudi. And Cudi asked Puff, like, yo, what about my vehicle? And Puff said, what vehicle? So that, and she said that was the end of the meeting. But to me, I think, like, did the car actually blow up? It probably did. Because why would Kid Cudi say, yo, what about my car? You know what I'm saying? So it probably did happen, but Kid Cudi never said anything about it, never got him arrested about it, for it. He was scared. Remember, he came out and said he wanted to contemplate suicide. He's doing this wild, crazy stuff with fingernail polish and wearing wedding dresses and stuff like that. So, I guess he was kind of scared. And Puffy still had power in the industry. That's why everybody went to the fucking church. SWV, we got Craig Mack, but Craig Mack was ready to come and kill his ass. We got Black Rob that disappeared. the Total, the people from Total, they literally went into hiding and went into the church, and shit. Mace became a damn pastor in Atlanta. Biggie fucking got murdered. He got a track record, man. Again, I'm not on anybody's side, but I'm going to tell the truth though. And I said about Roger Bonds. So the first time when she was abused was within that first year. So the first incident was when it was in an Escalade and he beat her up real bad. Now, another time in 2009 at an event in LA, Cassie was talking to a producer. It was like at a party, at an event, and she was talking to a producer, and he came up and tapped her on the shoulder, took her in the room and beat her up. It stomped on her face, and that beating lasted 10 minutes. And when she ran out the hotel to get away, the security brought her back. And Roger Bonds is the one that brought her back to the hotel room. And they snuck her back into the hotel so nobody could see her or whatever. And nobody helped her. Nobody sent her any food or anything. So she was in there for a whole week and some change. And the only thing she got from the assistant, Genevieve or whatever, was ice cream or whatever, right? And they asked her, they asked her, was you scared to leave? And she said, he has guns and he threatened me and Kid Cudi. Yeah, I already said that. Now the UTI source, nasty as fucking hell. He would use the tapes as leverage to what he says. They heard there was a tape going around, and there was a tape going around, a sex tape out there going around, and Puff approached DJ Who Kid, and we all know that Puffy, 50 Cent already spoke about that. He already seen the tape of Cassie sucking dick and all this type of shit. He said this like last year, so that makes sense. So that's actually true. So to recover from freak offs, she used opiates to numb herself. Often I get urinary tract infections, painful, antibacterials didn't work anymore. She'll be burning during freak offs. And she said she read one of her texts in the testimony and said, I have all these sores on my tongue. I have another UTI from the friction from oral. And he said he still have sex in those conditions. He still will have sex in those conditions. There was more to what she said in that text. So, and the other thing was she had a overdose and shit like that. So we all know what the fuck is going on. So it's not like y'all don't know what's going on, but a lot is going on. Is he gonna be charged for sex trafficking? From her case and her testimony, it could lead up to that if they decide to, whereas he was not in a relationship with her, but he was using her for his sexual preferences and to exploit her and to basically just sex traffic her. That's the only way they can equate that into a sex trafficking case, and that will be life. So that's why today the cross-examination is going to literally play a big part. That's why he has a team. He got Xavier Donaldson. He got Tana Garagos, whatever name is. I forgot the Mark Agnilifo, whatever the fuck. And it's somebody else. But he got a nice squad. But it all depends on the questioning today, because the prosecution did their thing today. They did. But I'm just going to leave that right there because I've been here long enough. Let me just go to Tory Lanez, man. Let me go to Tory Lanez. Hopefully, did y'all enjoy that? Can y'all let me know? Did y'all enjoy this live? Did y'all enjoy this breakdown on what happened? If y'all was here from the beginning, so I would like to know. Can you press 1 for yes, 2 for no? Goddammit. All right. And please make sure that you hit the like button if you didn't. Thank you, A-Star. I would gladly appreciate it. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I sure do appreciate it. Now, this motherfucker here. Hold on. I gotta X out a lot of screens, so I don't want no oh shit, I forgot to play the video. Let me get that out the way. Can I play the video? Oh yeah, let me get the video out the way. Let me get this video. I'm gonna skim through it because I know y'all seen it, but let me play it. Hold on. I forgot. I got a lot of windows up. Thank you for pressing the ones. I appreciate it. Just don't lie to me, shit. If I need I take critical. I take constructive criticism too. If there's something that needs to be worked on, please tell me. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything that you think should be done or whatever to, I guess, change the content or whatever, let me know. If there's something that you think I need to work on, I would like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. And I'll work on it. And please share and just like the video and stuff like that, man. But here we go. We know there's no audio. Now, I'm gonna have to do commentary through this, and I'm gonna skim through this too. But this is crazy. So, yeah, she was trying to leave. She had multiple phones, and he just came down like a wild man, always in a damn towel. Oh, I'm gonna have to skim. I'm gonna have to. You know what I mean? I can't. This is YouTube. I can't do it. And y'all seen it already, so y'all need to see it again. That looks like a girl that I want to get the hell up out of there. Always in a towel, dude. Wait, hold on. Can y'all see it? Oh yes, I could. Cool. Oh, nasty ass. Crazy. And y'all, if y'all would like to show some love to the platform too, man, please do, man. Show some love to the platform. I appreciate you. You said, I'm sure Megan turned out Cassie. Some say, well, you said that she took some money and Puff ran her down. From what was said, even in the testimony, that she looked in his phone, it was due to his phone. She found something in his phone and she spazzed out. And they actually said it on day one. On day one. So it could have been because she found something in his phone, and she said she was jealous. She was a jealous person. Like, she was really jealous. I can't find it. That's from yesterday. But y'all know that's what she said. Because he was messing with multiple women, and then she was doing all these things to please him because she know there was other women involved that he was messing with. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like she didn't know. And don't forget, when she was dealing with him, yes, him and Kim Porter was on a tail end, but he was still being possessive of Kim Porter. And she knew the things that he did to Kim Porter because most of the time she was present and she enjoyed a lot of things. So she knew, because a lot of females will want to replace another female. Sometimes the side chick becomes the main chick. That's why a lot of times these side bitches be winning. The side chicks be winning. And they take your man, but then here's the thing about side chicks. Then you become the side chick. You understand what I'm saying? So she knew what she was getting herself into, but probably not the magnitude of what it had became. But she is not just innocent at all. Let me skim that. So just crazy. This nigga don't even want to put no clothes on. Like that's just insane, man. That's crazy. All right. And then there's other people that could hear that shit too, unless he paid for the whole top floor. I think that's what it seems like, because people would have been looking outside their door. So he probably paid for the whole floor, and that a lot of times that's what they do, and that's why he felt. And I'm just realizing it now. That's why he's so comfortable coming out in his goddamn towel and all that shit, because all the rooms is empty except for there. So I don't know, man. All right, well that's enough. Read the shit. It's not like y'all didn't see the shit. Y'all seen the shit earlier. Yeah, he snapped, man, and let me tell you something. Coming down off your high makes you go bananas. All right, coming down on your high makes you go crazy too. It makes you cranky, like grumpy, all of those things, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, yep. Okay, let's go to which one? All right, let's go here. All right. Now I can X all this stuff out now. Boom. X you out. X that out. All right, I can X all this stuff out. All right, good. Get this out the way. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, for this stuff to load up. All right, I can X that out. Boom. All right. Ooh, excuse me. Can y'all see that? Yep, I sure could. All right, let's continue. Let's see what this say real quick. Is your lawsuit against Sean still pending? No. What is your status with the lawsuit? Oh, I settled the 20. Yeah, we read that. She settled, and I forgot to read that as well too. Hold on, because I wrote that down as well. There were chapters to her book that was sent to Sean through her attorney. She reached out to KK and asked, did he read the book? She said he's not taking it seriously. And they asked, well, how much did you want for the book? 30 million. Did you sue? November 2023. She got 20 million within 24 hours. And she said, I can't, because they asked her, why are you testifying today? She said, I can't carry this anymore. Wrong is wrong. How many freak-offs? Oh yeah, how many freak-offs she did? Hundreds, and how she treated people. Like right here, when you say you treated people like they were supposed to, what do you mean? Who are those people? Escorts, everybody, anybody. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Now, these fucking pieces of shit. Hold on, I just seen. Hold on, wait a minute. Where's the other one with his pops? Did I save it? I seen it some. Hold on, because I didn't. I spent so much time trying to do this Diddy stuff. I didn't really get all the information for Tory. Let me just see if I can find that one with his father. I think I saved it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Did I save it? I don't think I. Come on. Let me put Tory Lanez real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Please work with me. That one is just that his lawyer speaking. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody. Hold on. Because I didn't hear when his pop spoke. I heard when everybody else spoke. I think this is it. Hold on, y'all. Please bear with me. Come on. All right. Let me play this part because this is gonna be my first time listening to it myself right now. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. All right.
Daystar, he was entertaining those officers. They were laughing. They were just, and he said, Dad, it only hurts to laugh. But something broke my heart yesterday. When towards the end of our visit, he said, Dad, why is it that my life has to go through so many trials? Why? Why do I have to experience this? And that's the note that I want to close on. Typical Daystar. He was entertaining those off.
I want to hear the beginning of it. Like I look for the whole thing. If somebody can find me the whole thing right now. If y'all can send it to me, can y'all please send it to me right now? If y'all can. If y'all can send it to me right now, the whole fucking thing. And then on top of that, you can hear in the goddamn, you know what? And let me pull it up now because I was gonna actually do a video on it, but I'll just do it in front of y'all right now. Let me just this one. this one is that? Yeah, and that one and that one. Let me press play on this shit. Hold on, because I'm definitely gonna do it tonight. Come on, I'm waiting for it to load up. Give me a second. Megan Thee Stallion, you funky ass bitch. Fuck them bitches. I wish I could turn it around. Can I? No. I wish I could rotate it. Fuck. I might have to go to my. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to line this shit up for your ass. All right, cool. I'm gonna get to that. I just want to cue that up for y'all. If y'all can find a full fucking conference, please send that shit to me ASAP. Please send it to me ASAP. If you have it, please send it to me now through my DM. I will gladly appreciate you, man. Okay, why that shit just do that? That shit just disappeared. Let me refresh my screen. If y'all can send it to me now, please do. Come on, baby. Hopefully this is the 2 minute one. Come on. You know what? I don't like. Listen, let me just go to Twitter. Let me just go to Twitter. It's more fluent. Let me just do that. If y'all can find a piece in that shit to me, man. Yeah, Jay-Z, man. Yeah, that's all them niggas is connected. Yeah, before I even play it, they well connected, son. All of them connected. OG Juan, OG fucking Juan. We know that Desiree Perez. You know they work with the feds, and you know she's well connected. OG Juan, who was her husband, you know they was all moving these bricks and all this, that, and the third. You know, and she's the head of Rock Nation. You know they got pulled. You don't think they knew this shit was going to happen? You don't think? And I'm gonna say all this is allegedly, but I'm just gonna give my opinion. It's alleged, but this is my opinion. I think they knew they set this shit up for him to get stabbed up because they knew what was coming down the tailpipe, because they knew that he was innocent all along. They knew that somebody like the bodyguard was gonna come out and fucking talk about this shit. They already knew. Jay-Z, you was fucking sick. I rarely even call out Jay-Z. You were bitch. All of them niggas is behind all that shit. You supporting this girl, you know what I'm saying, because she was on Rock Nation, and listen, they only see dollar signs. So they made sure that they put his ass in fucking jail so she could blow up. And guess what happened? She did not. I hope literally after today, nobody should ever support anything she got going on. So the next thing she's going to be left to do is be a fucking sex slave in the industry. She's going to be a sex slave because this has to ruin her career. She needs to be locked up. All of them needs to be locked up. They need to see who gave him the word, that Mexican dude, Cedino Casillo. Who gave him the message to go stab him up? Who paid for it to happen? How did he get close to him to do that? Who paid for it? They need to start reading his letters. They need to start looking at the recording calls and see who told him to go do that. And I think it came from those people. It could have been people from Rock Nation. It could have been Desiree Perez. It could have been OG Juan. It could have been Jay-Z. Because once it's already said, once they figure out why she lied, why the prosecutor cover it up, why the first witness recanted a statement at the last day of trial, why did they lose evidence? Why did they not present actual evidence that shows that his prints, his DNA is on a magazine, bullets and gun when it's not? Once they find out who is behind it, somebody's going to be talking, because somebody is behind, somebody's pulling strings. We talking about the judge, we talking about the prosecutor, we talking about the music industry. All of them had to play the part in it. And that's why, Kelsey, how the fuck you get immunity? How did you get immunity if you didn't do anything wrong? Nobody's going to get immunity if you're not guilty of a crime. Only a person who is guilty of a crime gets immunity, but they don't want that person. But they want the person that they really looking for. So the one who actually participated in the crime can get immunity because you actually was in a crime, but they want that person. So you can't get immunity if there's no probable cause to get immunity. If you did nothing, you don't get immunity. If you have not done nothing, you don't get immunity. So how did she even get immunity? They played this shit very well. The way they railroaded this dude, that is fucked up. And all the women that been fucking talk about, yeah, he shot at all you bitches, shut the fuck up now. What all of you stink little funky bitches got to say now? What you bitches got to say now? What all of you funky bitches got to say now? When the fucking Kelsey's bodyguard came out and spilled the milk, he was on his conscience. Tory could have been dead, and which niggas plan on doing? Kelsey, all of them need to go to jail for this shit, yo. Yes, and she pleaded immunity the whole fucking. How you get immunity and plead the fifth? That means you shot her. It was you and this drunk bitch. That's it's so fucked up how they did this dude, son. I am sure, but this is my only opinion. This is allegedly. Jay-Z, Rock Nation, OG Juan, Desiree Perez, they had to find somebody on the West Coast that is Latin. They probably sent the kite subliminally through somebody from the streets. Because, people could call shots from the outside on the inside and vice versa, call shots from the inside and outside. Somehow somebody got a message and said, get rid of him, because they knew this was coming down the pipes. And he got stabbed up 14 times. Both of his lungs collapsed. They was trying to kill him for a reason. He ain't fuck with nobody. He been in there for some years. He ain't have no fight with nobody. How all of a sudden, right before the appeal, so he could expose the corruption, he almost get murdered? There's no coincidence. They knew what was coming down the pipes, and they fucking tried to kill him. And they didn't. They failed. So I really hope. And the father already called out Jay-Z. What's Rock Nation beef with Tory? It's really nothing. Well, is that he's a person that can't get bought. He was independent. He studied the industry. He cracked the code and things of that nature. And what these people do in the industry, it's not like he have beef with them personally, but it's like, well, I have somebody that's under my umbrella. This is my artist under Rock Nation. She's blowing up. She's getting some numbers. It took us a long time to get her from 300 Entertainment. Now we finally got her. She's blowing up. We got WAP popping. We got all this stupid twerking bullshit popping. So this is potential numbers, and it's a good fan base. Like women a women fan base. That's a lot of money because women do spend a lot of money. You know what I mean? Women fan base is great. So, and now this happens. So they had to protect their investment, and they did any and everything possible to make sure that this meal ticket, because they funded a lot of money. It'd be crazy that they put a lot of money behind somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that did something wrong that could tarnish their career. So they built the whole script behind this shit, and they came up with this plot to do the railroad Tory. Don't forget, he did a video about exposing the industry because he wanted to be independent. He exposed the industry. He cracked the code. When you crack the code, you messing with everybody's money. You everybody enemy now. Ain't just Rock Nation. When you crack the code, that means that, and you have an influence, people's going to follow that. People's going to follow that same step. That's why after that, Snoop Dogg got on NFT and shit like that. They don't want people cracking the code. So, of course, people didn't want to deal with that dude. of course he had envy, because especially when COVID-19, when he was doing the live streams, I forgot what he called it, but it was like he called it radio, some shit, live stream radio or whatever, COVID radio, something, whatever it was. He was cracking the internet by being live all day doing music and all this extra shit. So it was a lot of shit that he was doing, but without needing the machine. But anyway, I know y'all seen it, but I wanna play the video for my sake. They did that nigga dirty, and I can't wait till they really see who did it. And I hope that he sue Megan Thee Stallion. I hope he sues he has to sue the courts, a civil suit. He has to sue Kelsey, make these bitches go broke. Sue Megan Thee Stallion, sue them all, make them broke. Break them, like literally break them, son. Break them, break them. Look at this bitch. You don't think she got pulled? Rock Nation was aware of this development. They knew they had lost a bodyguard and wanted to silence Tory. A free and innocent Tory poses a danger to them. Absolutely. And the father was already talking about Jay-Z. Jay-Z did so much grimy shit to people, to fucking The Haven. He did so much grimy shit to Brooklyn when he did the fucking I was downtown Brooklyn chilling at that time. I was still living in Jersey at the time, but I was still in Brooklyn. I'm downtown White Cove Projects and all that shit. Me and my nigga, we'd be all over this motherfucker, where you would get bodied too. And niggas was gonna body me one night, but I'm not gonna get into that story. But niggas was definitely gonna body me that night. Like I'm glad that I just walked off smoothly. They was going, them niggas went to get the guns for me, and I just walked up on the scene. But anyway, long story short, we downtown Brooklyn. This is the time where they building the Barclays, because it was like a train yard on that's Atlantic Avenue, and it's real big, where they keep all the trains that need to be fixed on and everything like that. And he was going around buying up people property and brownstones. There's a lot of brownstones downtown Brooklyn. It's a lot of rich brownstones. They cost a lot of fucking money. And they couldn't, the people was rallying behind it. No, the black people was not having it. So what did they do? They found somebody that could swindle the people. Let's get Jay-Z. Jay-Z is how everybody lost their cribs, their housing. Some got forced out. If you didn't get bought out, you get pushed out. If you didn't get bought out, you get pushed the fuck out. Jay-Z was less than 1% of a co-owner or a share in the Barclays. He sat at a couple of games, and within 9 months, within 12 months, this dude, like, it was a canceled contract, and he moved on. Title, he did the same thing to the artists. Had all the artists standing up, looking stupid, standing in the line on stage, and all this dumb shit. He preaching this and preaching that, this, that, and the third. And then once he got everybody on board, he sells it to a fucking white dude and leave them in trouble, in cahoots. Why you think Rihanna got fucking Fenty and all this shit? Everybody moved along for this shit. He just traps people. He does things for his own fucking gain. He's a fucking slime ball. Jay-Z is a slime fucking ball, and I never really said that. He's a fucking grind ball, trying to kill an innocent man just for money, just for his artists. Let's continue, man. Fuck them niggas. Like, for real, man. Niggas. That's fucked up.
Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity, and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw two women fighting, two men break up the fight, one man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
That's insane. I seen somebody put a link in there. Is that the link? Somebody put a link. Is that the link to the full conference? I forgot to say something about that. Did you put the full conference inside the chat? Please let me know, because I want to see the full press conference. I want to see the full press conference. I want this. I have to see it. I haven't seen it yet. But let's go to the pops real quick too.
Exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call: Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. Amen. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Ta and Alex Bott. They met on Saturday before.
I'm sorry, Queen. Put that link in there again. I'm gonna click on it now. Please put the link back in there.
With our witness, and then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway while he sat with Jody Little, the prosecutors in the LAPD's office. Tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty! I call heaven and earth to be a record today. And why you will crumble.
Please put it in there again, or should I just look it up on YouTube? Let me see something, because I'm on another screen looking at this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna scroll up, see if I can find it. Queen, all right, I got it, Queen. I think this is it. All right, yeah. This is it. Yes, indeed. Thank you. I got it. And then let me see how many people liked. Yo, y'all gotta get those likes up. Please, y'all. Come on now. Get me in the algorithm, please. Please hit the like button. Y'all didn't hit the like button. Please get those likes up. For those who haven't hit it yet, please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button. It's 91. It's like 139 right now. Y'all can hit those likes. Get those likes up, son. Please, I don't want to. I don't want to sound like demanding and like a pissed off piece of crap. I'm really not trying to do that. But please hit that like. I will really gladly appreciate it. Like, thank you very much. All right. Boom. All right. Here it is. But I'm gonna play this first though. Hold on. I'm gonna let me show this first. Just look at these people. Just look at that. These girls right here was the shit. Beautiful voices, innocent and everything. Voice damn near good or even just as better as Beyonce. And what they do, they separated them. Now, this acting like a little thought, a little whore,
beautiful voices, great talent. And those two sisters should still be together singing. You know, they probably would have been diamond right now, but somehow they had to break it up. Divide and conquer. This is a wicked industry. These are wicked people. They will smile in your face. They don't care about you. They care about money. Normal faces with devilish intentions. Normal faces. See how they smiling? Devilish intentions. Beyonce is not innocent as goddamn well. Jay-Z, you've been in the industry for a very long time. You know how to play. And you've been playing very well. Now this girl, I forgot which one it was. I think it's this one, Chloe, whatever which one. They looking like got a baby now. And shit like that. It's just weird. This is a weird industry. Look at that. This was their cash cow. This was their asset. He's trying to build another business. He's trying to build up Rock Nation and things in that nature. So for so on. He did Jermaine Dupri dirty for working with NFL. He told him don't work with them. Next thing you know, he got the job. This nigga's a snake. Look what he did to the Haven. Talking about he snitched. He did songs saying that this man snitched. And when you look at the documents, what I'm going to do is get the documents and do a live stream, and we're going to read the whole thing on this dude, knowing it's a lie. Knowing it's a lie. He just didn't want him to be around because he know he's the big homie. Jay-Z is not the big homie. The Haven is the big homie. And he see right through all the fake bullshit. For some reason, I'm not saying he did, so let me be careful when I say this, but I question Jay-Z's nephew's death in that car. I just leave that one right there. I really question that. I'm not saying he had anything to do with it, but I question that shit because you have to sacrifice something. There's no way. You have to. So allegedly, I just question that. But look how the connection, this was their cash cow. They were protecting their investment. So they had to do what they did to save her and to make sure that they recouped the money that they were spending on this bitch. Because they went through hell to get her on Rock Nation because she was with 300 Entertainment. They went through hell to get Megan Thee Stallion on Rock Nation. That means they spent a lot of money to get her there. They put a lot of money to back her for the videos and studio time and features, so for so on, hair and makeup, wardrobe, stylists. That's millions of dollars that they need to recoup. So we're not going to let this bitch drown just yet because of this Tory thing. Now we got to make sure that Tory goes to jail. And Rihanna got out of there. Beyonce is a drinker. I'm one too. For some reason, she was on some Herman. That's what they say. All that's alleged. But Rihanna got the hell up out of there, and now she's a billionaire. She's worth more than Beyonce. And I'm going to be honest. She looks way more prettier than Beyonce to me. And be honest, Kelly Rowland looks better than Beyonce. I love chocolate women. It's just something about, no disrespect to the light skins, because I got light skin, you know what I mean? Child mother, I fuck with I fuck with a lot of light skin women, but I love like that nice, dark, beautiful chocolate. It's something about that. And especially when the skin glowing, they all greased up and lotioned up. It's something about some chocolate. I don't know why that it's this thing where we have the darker you are, the uglier you are. Absolutely not. I would, let me tell you something. And I don't give a fuck. I would take a beautiful chocolate woman over a beautiful light-skinned woman any day. Well, it all depends on the attitude though, but my preference is sexy chocolate. That's real talk. I've always been attracted to that. For real. I cannot play that because of the goddamn
I want to play it, but I'm not even going to do it. But what he's saying about that door, the door that you got to go through. It's a door that you got to go through. That door we always got to go through. For you go through that first door, we be excited to go in the room, but when you look in that next door and look at Jay-Z face, and then he went to, we'll be right back, or some shit like that. Look at Jay-Z face. Because niggas know what's up, man. Like I'm not feeling Jay-Z, son. I'm not feeling Jay-Z. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me go here, and then I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna end the live with the conference, but let me go here, Ruth. Let me go here first, because I've been here for a long time, and my eyes starting to look red. I am trying to look a little tired right now. It's all good. Okay, cool. There we go. Bitch. So let's go. Let's do this. All right, y'all can see. All right, y'all can see. All right. Now, look. This is when she first get out the car, already throw the goddamn bottle on the floor. Right, and this glass on the floor. So when you get out, throw the bottle on the floor. So you're already drinking. Little drunk smut. Now, Megan Thee Stallion, I'm gonna be honest, she got beautiful skin. She got a nice body. She's pretty. Like if she wasn't the way she is, you would consider a little baddie. Like she's not a ugly female. She's a really nice looking female. She great skin too. Beautiful. I keep it on, a nice body and everything, but she's a thought smut, drunk, angry smut. And you can see right there how she stepped in the glass right there. Right there, and then she start limping. Let's go to the other video. Oh, this way. Oh yeah, so okay. Now watch. Because she got out the car normal. The girl stepped on glass. She stepped on glass. And then the officer says it. The officer says she stepped. I think she stepped on glass because the way she was walking back. And she was trying not to walk on the back of a hill. Right there. I think she stepped on faint. It's real faint, but you can hear the officer say it. I think she stepped in glass. Right there. Right there. So she stepped in fucking glass. I wish I could rotate it.
Okay, come on, people got to hear me. Hands up, hands up. All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back. Keep going, keep going. Hey, stop. Move to the left.
Oh.
Keep moving.
There we go.
Walk back your hands up. Walk back on the sidewalk. Yeah, keep walking back on the sidewalk. Hold your hands up. Okay? Come on, people got to hear me. Hands up, hands up. All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back. Keep going.
Then that's how you know she stepped in glass, because she walked out normal, and when she closed the door, and once she started stepping again, that's when the glass went into her foot. because she would have came out limping like that. She stepped on glass, and then the officer says it as well.
Hey, stop. To the left. Keep moving.
Right there. Right there. Yep. I think she stepped on glass right there at the 32-second minute mark. I think she stepped on glass because you could tell she stepped on something. But here's the thing. If she got shot, wouldn't she say, hey, I got shot. I was shot. If she would sit down, she wouldn't just walk back. If she got shot, she would have said, get the ambulance. I've been shot. She didn't say any of that in the transcripts. You don't hear it in the audio. She didn't say she was shot. That's why all of this shit right here didn't make no sense. They railroad this dude from the word go. Word go. 5 years. He has to sue each and last one of them. I'm gonna leave that one right there. He should shoot each and last one of them niggas. All right, now let me go to the what's the name? All right, hold on. All right, let's go.
Who allegedly attacked and stabbed Tory Lanez in prison is serving a life sentence for a murder charge, and this wasn't his first violent incident behind bars. The alleged attacker was identified by authorities as 42-year-old Santino Casio. Prison officials say he's serving a life sentence for second-degree murder and was previously convicted for an in-prison assault with a deadly weapon. So we're following the latest here on Live Now from Fox, and we're also learning more information about new evidence being brought forward in this case involving Tory Lanez. We watched it here on Thursday.
I just want to say thank you, Tresson from San Antonio. Thank you, family, for the donation, and thank you, Queen Kente Claude, for always showing love. I appreciate you, love. Thank you.
On Wednesday, as the legal team sought justice in the case of Tory Lanez, they presented new evidence that suggests he never fired the weapon the night Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the Hollywood Hills. Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence for the shooting. The legal team alleges she lied about what happened the night she was lost. So let's take you right now out to some of these details here. Let's listen into this here on Live Now.
Here, some really, really compelling new evidence that you've never heard before. Our legal team will explain all of that to you. We will have updates on Tory Lanez, Mr. Peterson, on how he's doing. It's really sad to see the situation that he's in. And we think it's time, enough is enough. It's time to bring the brother home. So with that, I would like to bring up our lead consultant, Mr. Walter Roberts.
Good morning. We are here today to bring to your attention some information Unite the People believes is exculpatory in Mr. Daystar Peterson's case, professionally known as Tory Lanez. Recently, we've been made aware that a member of the media, Mr. Gianno Caldwell, was working on an op-ed for the New York Post regarding Mr. Peterson's innocence. During his work on that op-ed, he became aware of some information in Unite the People's possession regarding a statement that was given to Unite the People by someone with information relevant to that case. The New York Post recently reached out to the prior district attorney, George Gascon, Megan Pete and her representatives, and Kelsey Harris and her representatives. The only party that responded last week was Megan Pete's representatives with a request for more information. A few days later, Mr. Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell. Unite the People represents Daystar Peterson in his appellate process. We filed an appellate brief and a writ of habeas corpus on his behalf. The district attorney's office has already responded. The case is fully briefed. We're just waiting for the appellate court's decision. We were willing to wait for the appellate process to play out. But given that brutal, unprovoked attack, we felt it necessary to come here today to provide you with this information. It is our intention to make a request to the governor to either pardon or commute the sentence of Mr. Peterson, so that when he recovers from this attack, he's not returned to a jail cell and recovered. Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Cassie Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Ms. Pete, did not shoot at Ms. Pete, or did not assault Ms. Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Ms. Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? We don't know. It should have been taken. It is Unite the People's understanding, regular LAPD practice at a crime scene like that, anybody who's there, the DNA is taken. Another irregularity. Why, at Ms. Harris's police interview, was a non-lawyer, non-family member record company executive allowed to participate? Highly irregular situation. Normally, we see cases, strangers are not allowed in these things, but it was in this case. All of these things point to the highly irregular nature of his trial and his conviction. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do. At this time, I'd like to bring up Mr. Gianno Caldwell, the media member who was working on that op-ed for the New York Post.
I can't wait to when he gets out. I know his father is, they have to sue and get down to the bottom of it. We know LAPD is one of the most corrupted fucking gangs in the world. They are a gang. They are corrupt, just like New York City police. Sue Megan Thee Stallion for everything she's got. Everything. Sue Rock Nation for everything they got, and sue the city. And he's gonna have to literally move, because he bet not stay in LA. Because once you in their backyard, they will finish the job. Not by no stabbing neither. So he need to get the fuck from out of here. He need to go to Canada.
Thank you for coming today. My name is Gianno Caldwell. That is spelled Gianno Caldwell, Caldwell. I am the founder of the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety at caldwellinstitute.org. I am also a member of the press for almost a decade now. I've been looking into Daystar Peterson's case for almost 6 months now, professionally known as Tory Lanez. And after reviewing the evidence, the reporting, and the legal analysis, I've come to the conclusion that Tory Lanez was railroaded by the former district attorney, George Gascon.
He should be fired.
He was also wrongly convicted. I believe if Jesus Christ was Tory Lanez's attorney, George Gascon would do whatever in his power to ensure that Tory Lanez lost that case. Tory Lanez's defense team have alleged the withholding of exculpatory evidence, prosecutorial misconduct, among other issues that I was compelled to write an opinion piece for the New York Post. It is true that last week, the New York Post editors reached out to 3 parties, one being George Gascon, Megan Pete's team, and Kelsey Harris. It is also true that Megan's team was the only ones that responded back for that request for comment. I had some glaring questions, and that was the reason for this op-ed. Things didn't make any sense to me, many issues in this case, and I was shocked by the lack of interest from the media to ask very simple questions. There were multiple people with gunshot residue on their hands that night. Why didn't all individuals have the residue tested, their DNA tested on the weapon? That's a legitimate question. According to the prosecution, Tory was excluded from the clip of the gun. And according to Tory's defense team, they said DNA analysis showed that there was a 0.01% chance that Tory touched the actual gun itself. Another piece that stood out to me, the call that the prosecution alleged Tory made confessing to a crime. I listened to that call. I'm sure many of you have as well.
Yeah.
I didn't hear a confession.
Absolutely.
But what really shocked me about it is if my best friend was shot maliciously by someone just 2 to 3 hours before, I wouldn't have answered the call, or if I did, I wouldn't calmly have a conversation with the individual of it. And certainly I would ask, why did you shoot my friend? And more importantly, I would never have given you my current location out of fear of you finishing the job. That was.
And then remember, he didn't hit, and was crazy. He was probably saving her because on that phone call, he never said anything about her shooting Megan. He just apologized, but I'm sorry because he was fucking her, but she was fucking him behind Megan's back, and this, that, and the third. Wait, hold on. Who was fucking who first? I think he was fucking Megan first, then Kelsey, I think he was fucking Kelsey first, and then she found out. However, how it went, he still protected her. I guess didn't like snitch on her or say anything like, yo, speak up. I ain't do it. So at the end of the day, I know Kelsey's kind of really feeling it because she's the one, but man, that is sad what happened to him, man.
Was something that stood out to me. I also, in my op-ed, discussed Kelsey Harris pleading the Fifth Amendment. She wasn't accused of anything by Megan Pete or the police, and to my knowledge, she wasn't under any investigation.
Exactly.
So why plead the Fifth? What also shocked me is the prosecution gave her immunity. For what? What did she do? Is there an allegation of her doing something?
See?
I'm not aware of that. Maybe.
This is my first time listening to this shit. And I've been saying this shit for the longest. Come on, this is crazy.
Some of you can answer that question today. During the time of trial, George Gascon, just to take you back to where we were at that particular point, he had just barely won a recall attempt. He lost support in many key demographics of voters. Crime was up in Los Angeles County. And this case would have been a silver bullet for him potentially winning. His policies obviously were bad and people were harmed. So that didn't happen, and thank God it didn't happen. At the heart of this injustice is the misuse of gun enhancement charges, a sentencing tool intended for the most dangerous and violent offenders. In Tory Lanez case, these enhancements were not supported by evidence. But George Gascon, interestingly enough, who is someone who regularly would drop enhancements or not recommend them, chose to provide enhancements to Tory. And in his case, in any given situation, according to legal analysts I've spoken with, he would do 1 or 3 years if he did it without the enhancement. That's interesting. Why did George Gascon choose to pursue these enhancements? You know, there's cases I've been looking through which George Gascon has pursued, many in which he utilized these enhancements. A couple come to mind that I would like to reference here. One, Raymond Danger Gonzalez, a Mexican mafia gang member involved in a premeditated murder of 2 young men in 2017. Despite the brutality of the crime, Gascon didn't recommend enhancements. You premeditated murdered a teenager and another individual, brutal crime. Why would you recommend enhancements, but you would recommend them for Tory?
Just like the guy who Sabadino Casillo that stabbed this dude Tory Lanez. The nigga, he's locked up. He got a life sentence for murdering somebody, brutal murder, and attempted murder. He has life with the possibility of parole. LA, something's up.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. He also didn't pursue sentencing enhancements for the senseless murder of General Hospital actor Johnny Victor in Los Angeles in 2024.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues with this case. Many, I think, that the media should be pursuing all angles of it. We should not allow there to be unanswered questions. We should pursue open questions without fear or favor to anyone. That includes Mr. Tory Lanez. In his letter from the Birmingham jail, Dr. Martin Luther King wrote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If we take those words seriously, we must act when injustice is allowed to fester in plain sight." I founded the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety after my innocent teenage brother was murdered in Chicago on June 24, 2022. I stand firmly for public safety, for victims' rights, and for holding criminals accountable. But justice also demands that we protect the innocent and stand against politically motivated prosecutions. This is...
All right, I'm gonna skim through it because I don't want to be here too long. It's going on 3 hours.
Institute and also another company called Promising People that is fighting to reduce the recidivism rate in this country and also to correct our criminal justice laws. As a woman who has worked in Congress on criminal justice reform, I deeply believe in law and order. I've worked alongside law enforcement. I've drafted policy to reduce violent crime. I've seen what accountability should look like. But I also know the legal system without integrity is no justice at all. When we get it wrong, when our courts fail the people they're meant to protect, we don't just ruin lives. We erode trust in the rule of law itself. That's why I'm speaking out today for Daystar Peterson, better known to the world as Tory Lanez. This isn't about fame. It isn't about celebrity. It's about fairness. Tory Lanez doesn't want special treatment. He's demanding equal treatment. And if we Americans still believe in a system where guilty must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, then we must admit this case raises serious concerns. Because the truth is, Tory Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence for a crime that evidence, which laid out here today, overwhelmingly suggests he did not commit. Let's go back to the night in question, just like Gianna was just talking about in the attorneys. As the attorneys laid out here today, the prosecution failed to produce a single shred of forensic evidence tying Tory to the actual gun. His fingerprints weren't on it. His DNA was later found, to be 100% nearly excluded from the gun, as shown in the worksheet that was provided to the defense late on the eve of the actual trial, after making a request for that very document. After trial, looking at this evidence, there is a 0.01% chance Tory's DNA was on the firearm. That's a difficult statistic to equate with the story as told by the prosecution, which may be why this was not present in trial.
Let's continue, because I want to skim through it because I've been here long enough. But I thank y'all for tuning in. I definitely want to hear what the pops got to say, because I heard this part before. I ain't hear it in this extended version. I heard like clips of her, the black guy from New York Post, and the first dude. I heard that. I just wanted to hear it a little bit extensively. But let's listen to the pops, so I can really understand where the pops came from. So this is my real first time hearing his father speak. So I really want to hear this, and I should have did it from the jump, but fuck it.
Sorry, back in the late 90s, my wife and I stayed in a hotel across the river in Northern Virginia. I was up praying before that conference that I was supposed to speak at that evening. As I paced back and forth in my hotel suite praying, I began to quote the scripture from 2 Peter chapter 1, and it states, "For you will do well to take heed as unto a light shining in a dark place, until the day dawns and the day star arises in your heart." I didn't know whether it was a boy or girl in my late wife's womb, but I heard the Holy Spirit said to me, that is the name of your child. That's why he bears that name today. Now we're standing in the United States of America, land of the free and the home of the brave. I have watched from afar, being a Canadian. I have watched as presidents innumerable and other officials place their hand on the Bible and swear a sacred oath to uphold justice, to uphold
Get your ass out of here with that
because
camera.
that's what justice demands.
Tyrone.
So before I go any further, based on a courtroom that I stood in 508 days or so ago and heard my son convicted, is a court in the federal reality of things that also holds the Bible higher than judges. And so I'm going to pray a very short prayer before I get started here today. I'm going to pray that in the spirit of when Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, stood before Pontius Pilate. Pontius said, "Why do you not speak? Do you not know that I have the power to crucify you or to let you go free?" It was the only one of the times that Jesus ever spoke. He said, "You would not have power over me unless God Almighty gave it to you today. And I have come to bear witness of the truth." Upon which Pontius Pilate replied, "What is truth?" That question was never answered in Pilate's judgment hall. But I answer it for you today because Jesus Christ himself told us what the truth was. Truth is not a philosophy. It's not an ideology. It's not a doctrine. And it certainly is not a religion. Truth is a person. His name is Jesus Christ, who said, "I am the way, the truth that leads you to life." Father, upon the basis of your word today that this nation was founded upon, I ask that every ear that needs to be opened, including the ear of the governor of the state of California, Gavin Newsom, I'm even asking today that in the midst of Mr. Trump's busy schedule as president of the United States, that this would come into his hearing. And so, Father, I ask you today, by your Spirit, because you're the only reason why my son is yet alive, have your way. And let this be glorifying your name. I thank you for it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So my name is Sunstar Carlisle Peterson. I come to you today in the capacity of
and you know what? You know, this is a good thing. And I was actually gonna skip this part, but it's needed. You know why? For you, for me, and for those devils that's in that industry. Damn, those are bars right there. So I'm glad he set the tone with that, because it's God versus the devil, it's good versus evil, and we know exactly what happened, especially within this industry, with those Rock Nation people, with Megan, Kelsey, and LAPD, and all of that is all intertwined and intermingling with each other and on code with each other at some capacity, right? I'm glad he set this off with a prayer, because that shows them, regardless of how devilish that they are in the corruption and in the shit that they do to people, God is watching, and God will reveal himself at some point.
An apostle of Jesus Christ, a word from the first century in our times, it would simply mean ambassador of Christ. So when I stand before you, I don't stand here to speak my own words. I represent a kingdom, and I am under authority to speak only what God allows. First and foremost, I really do want to thank you again, the press corps, and all of you who have vlogs and channels on YouTube or wherever you stream from. Thank you so much for being here. I would like to thank, in fact, all Tory Lanez. Number one, Daystar does not have a drinking problem. He does not have a drinking problem, and that was not the reason why this situation happened. He was not out on the yard, as it was about 6:30 in the morning, and cells were just opened for them to be able to go out to breakfast. On the Thursday prior to this incident, I was called by him, and I was told of the impending threat. And my family and I huddled and did what we always do. We prayed. We get together every single day and we pray. Sometimes it is twice per day. Wherever we are in the world, at a certain time, we're on our phones and we are praying. We pray for him. We pray for you. Because our mandate is not about violence. We're not here for vendetta. We're not here for any of those things. My son, as I stood with him in the hospital room on the first day, my wife being present, said, "Dad, I'm not holding any animosity against this guy. I don't want to take any action against him. Whatever the system does, the system does." But that is his stance, and that is our stance. Might I go a little bit further? Because this will not be the first time I've said this publicly. I bear Megan the Stallion no ought at all. In fact, we have prayed for her on many occasions in our times of prayer. So this monster that Alex Spiro tried to create, and when I stood in the courtroom on that day and heard a corrupt prosecutor dismiss the fact that so many people, it was overwhelming the amount of people that sent letters to their office and were called to testify before the courts as they were considering sentence, which had already been decided. And the judge blatantly showed on that day that it really didn't matter what anybody said. It was supposed to be a forum in which it would be decided based on all the extenuating circumstances, etc. But it had already been decided behind closed doors.
Are you just listening in there to this press conference in Los Angeles? Let's take another quick 2-minute break. We'll get you back out to the remainder of it after this.
sentence, which had already been decided, and the judge blatantly showed on that day that it really didn't matter what anybody said. It was supposed to be a forum in which it would be decided based on all the extenuating circumstances, etc. But it had already been decided behind closed doors. It's so funny that there is indeed a woman who has made it her life's mission to be the whip in the press or on the vlogs. I'm not even going to call her name right now, but those who know. Everything that has to do with Tory Lanez, I believe that she is in some way compensated to spread these narratives. And so before the sentence was read in court, she already knew. That's really interesting to me. She already knew because she had...
Who is he talking about? If anybody know the person they talking about, because I know it's not she got the big titties. She's pretty. Forgot her name. God damn it, I'm looking at her face right now. What girl he's talking about? Because I know he's not talking about God damn it. I forgot her name.
Discussed it with others, not knowing that it would come back to us. God is my witness. So moving right along, Daystar did not suffer superficial wounds. He was stabbed 14 times, 5 times in his back, 1 under his left cheekbone. In fact, his jaw was open.
Damn.
He was stabbed twice in the back of his head, and the rest in his torso, arms, and in his chest. It may seem sensational, but thankfully, like Dr. King, it was close to his heart, but did not penetrate. After that, he was being rushed to a facility nearby in a vehicle in which he said, and I quote, "Dad, I thought it was my last." And having made my peace with God, I said, okay, God, is this how it's supposed to end for me? But God said no. God told him, do not give up, in the car, upon which he turned to the attending officers and he said, you must get me to wherever is the closest place that I can get to. I'm bleeding out here. He didn't even know his lungs had collapsed. All he knows is that he couldn't breathe. He could hardly speak. Upon which the officer turned around and looked at him and said, nah, we got to take him. He has to be airlifted. And thankfully, to God be the glory, he was airlifted. I want to report to you that I am very thankful to all of the attending nurses, doctors in that facility. They have done an amazing job in their professional capacity. I would also like to publicly say thank you to the COs, the correctional officers that we have seen around him. In fact, these guys have been nothing but kind to him. The system is one thing, but guess what? There are people who work in the system, and some of them still have hearts. Some of them still have a conscience. So as I'm winding down today, I would like to report to all of you who care about Daystar Peterson, the artist Tory Lanez, around the world. The reports in the hospital is that he is doing remarkably well. I was told yesterday, because they had already taken out the tubes that were draining the fluids from his lungs, they had already taken them out by the time my wife and I got there. And I was told by the nurse, in his particular condition, normally he would have drowned. Sorry, they would have had to leave those tubes in at least a couple more days. But yesterday they took him out because they said he is recovering remarkably. All that is left is for the healing of the wounds. So thank you for all the prayers that have gone up sincerely on behalf of Daystar and my family. We are truly grateful. But this is not over. So I'm reaching out to every prayer warrior around the world who knows what Christ stands for. Please continue to stand with us. As I stated before, Daystar was not drunk on that morning. It was 6:30 in the morning. It was nothing like that. It was an unprovoked attack. I don't want to go into the details of how it went, although I know them, because it is too gory to be describing right now. And so as I close today, whatever has been needed to be said has been said. So as I close, I want to quote you David, the king of Israel, who said, "You lead me beside still waters and you restore my soul. You lead me in the path of righteousness for your name's sake. And even if I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." One of the officers turned to me yesterday and he said, "You would be so proud of your boy. He has been in here and he has been praying." I got there to the hospital the first day, and typical Daystar, he was entertaining those officers. They were laughing. They were just, and he said, "Dad, it only hurts to laugh." But something broke my heart yesterday when towards the end of our visit, he said, "Dad, why is it that my life has to go through so many trials? Why? Why do I have to experience this?" And that's the note that I want to close on, to tell you that this person they've been trying to paint as a monster, that they were so scared when all of those testimonies came in. People I did not even know that he had secretly done things for. This is a guy, he would do things and not even tell anybody. And one young lady called me and said, "I was struggling. I was diagnosed bipolar. I was struggling. My children," said, "Your son offered to pay my rent for 1 year while I could recover." The prosecution at the trial, when all of those testimonies came in and said, "Oh my God, you think that we were here to hand out the Nobel Peace Prize?" And that's how he dismissed it. But as I said on the court steps that day, God records all of it. And I know that my son will have justice.
Yeah, that's crazy, family. Wow. Damn. Wow. I'm gonna end this live with this, man. Yo. The devil may be winning the battle, but God is always gonna win the war. They some evil people, man. I really hope he sued Megan Thee Stallion, sued them for everything that they got. Sued the industry, sued the courts, fired that prosecutor. Jay-Z, all them motherfuckers, man. I am so glad this is happening, because now Megan Thee Stallion career should literally crumble. It should crumble. Nobody should buy nothing. When I mean this bitch is gonna be twerking more than what she ever did now for views and some money, she's gonna be a sex slave. Watch her deteriorate. Give it 2 years. Watch that little glow that she got. Watch that bitch turn into a zombie. Watch. I really hope everybody don't buy none of her music. Nothing that she does, that shit has to crumble. And Kelsey as well. Everything that she touched has to turn to dust. Fuck that bitch. Fuck Megan Thee Stallion. We all knew from the jump. Fuck you, Kelsey, you dumb bitch. Fuck Jay-Z. Fuck Desiree Perez. Fuck the LAPD. Fuck the judge who was on that case. Fuck all of you motherfuckers. Fuck you all. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'm out.